Santa Barbara neighborhood. You're listening to 10 Drink Minimum, voted Albuquerque's #1 podcast with Chris, Billy, and Smiley.
We don't have Smiley.
No Smiley. Smiley is flying back from Portland, Oregon this evening.
Portland, Oregon, slow gin fizz.
So,
yeah.
welcome to 10 Drink Minimum, the 2015 year-end edition. We do this every year. It's one of those things where I actually want to go look back at those shows we've had in the last... I've been doing this show like 5 years now.
5, yeah.
And
you have, right?
Yeah, and it's... I want to go... We do a year-end edition.
Wow.
Whether we talking about Harry Potter, talking about, like... Gosh, what are fucking big things? Like Lance Armstrong...
Who is Lance Armstrong?
But anyway, it's 2015. I had to say 2015 has been a great one. Actually, it's miles ahead, mounds above 2014, which was shitty in my world. But
I think I can't remember why mine was shitty. I think I could listen back and probably be like, you know what, maybe. But I think that 2015 has been amazing. You've had two records released?
2 records released. I had, when I say a record, it means I did a score for a movie.
We did a score for a movie.
And then I had a record released that's...
I'm in the movie.
Yeah, you're in the movie.
As you.
As me.
How do you feel about that?
I feel great knowing that people don't know what I look like for the most part.
So now they're like, Billy Bell. They know what you look like. There's a fucking video right there.
No, I'm saying, like, if you didn't know who I was.
Say Furry's the movie.
Furry's the movie, and there's, like, score by Billy Belmont.
Yeah,
like,
takes off.
If you didn't live in Albuquerque, you didn't know who Billy Belmont, you'd be like, oh, okay, you would look like more of a Billy Belmont than I do.
Really? Everyone's like, we know what Billy Belmont looks like, and you're fucking totally him. We saw the movie. We're furry heads.
But as far as like being asked to portray myself in the movie, that was a little weird to me. So what I had to do,
you had a lot of anxiety about it.
And the thing is, I was there. I was like, well, let's fucking do this. And I remember having to do like promo spots to where like, send us to the festivals kind of thing. And I just would clam up when the camera would shine on me. So that was when I was asked to actually portray myself in one of the scenes. Is when I asked, "Hey Chris, can you do this for me? Because I can't be in this movie."
And I was like, "Yeah, I don't give a shit, man. I don't give a fuck." I walked in and they were like, "Do you need any shots or anything to like, calm your nerve?" I'm like, "No, let's do this." I have no stage. I don't think I have stage fright.
I have stage fright, and I perform in front of people. And the crazy
thing...
So
do I.
Well, the thing is, like, if I'm on stage, I can just, like, kind of tune them out because I'm playing music.
Yeah.
But if I'm, like, trying to, I guess, get people to believe me, believe in the character, that's something I am totally, like, self-conscious about.
And I didn't know this. But, I mean, we do okay, 2015 has brought us, I would say, 10 Drink Minimum. We have good things that happen to us. Okay, since Billy has joined the show 5 years ago, I would say easily there's been every year something better that's happened to us every year.
Yeah.
A step up, whether we did it ourselves or whether somebody came to us and was like, hey, I want this to happen.
Hey, guys.
And then, this year we've started doing Cards Against Humanity at Distillery 365, which I kind of feel like is a little bit of 50-50. We did that to ourselves, and someone came to us and, recognized our whatever and brought us in, right?
Yeah.
But the one thing about this thing, and one thing I love about it, is they're like, you get to do it, this is how much money you can make if you bring people to it.
Mm-hmm.
And so if we do bring people, we make money.
Yeah.
And the show has reflected. This is a whole different setup that we don't use fucking microphones that a band uses anymore.
Yeah.
Microphone stands. We have new microphones. We have new equipment.
It's a new year.
Yeah.
And this whole 10 Drink Against Humanity thing is actually really fun. It's every Wednesday.
People like it. And the fuck up, the one weird thing is like I get asked, well, can you do that anywhere else? Or is that, are you locked into that there? And it's from people who've never been.
Oh yeah.
And my thing is like we've already been asked to do it at another location. And my problem with that is like you've never even been to it.
Right?
So if you've never even been to it, you don't even know what it is, and you want us to do it, and I'm very leery of that.
Yeah, I
Because-
mean, I understand it's a great idea
Yeah.
because we didn't want to do like a trivia night. We didn't
No,
want to,
fuck no.
but it's like, hey, can we all just hang out and can we figure out a way to make a game of it and make
Yeah.
and showcase you guys being funny
Yeah.
and still have fucking
And what's weird is like we're getting really good at ad-libbing. Like, you know,
Uh-huh.
I've had people come up to me and they're like, man, you guys on the microphone are amazing. And we don't even know that. I had three people the last time we did it. We have on joining us. We gave you that stool. Is that going to work, or there's a chair over here?
All right, whichever.
We can grab that chair.
Or
Will
the
the
stool.
work? We have our friend John Morgan joining the show.
Hello, everyone.
You grab it and move it where the fuck you want, John.
Hi.
Yeah.
So you would just need to be closer to the mic, and then you'll be.
You're about 5 minutes into the show because we had to restart.
Fair enough.
So you haven't missed much. We were just talking about our 2015 and how much better or worse it is than the year before.
Uh-huh.
We're talking about how we started doing Cards Against Humanity, and how when we first started telling people about it, that there was a buzz, and they were like, now we've been asked to do it other places by people who have never even seen it.
Oh, really? That's
Which
amazing.
It is and it isn't.
Uh-huh.
You have to kind of be like, well, I'd rather you see it first before you want
Or you
us
know
to-
what you're going in for.
Yeah. Pull that microphone right up to you.
Right up to me.
That's what the arm's for. It's right
And you
there.
may have missed the gesticulations, but I was actually pointing at their beers and saying, are there any for
Oh.
me? What it being 10 drink minimum and all, it seems wrong that I'm not at least attempting to get lit while all this is going down.
But
Fair enough. Pabst Blue Ribbon is apparently my choice for this evening.
Yeah. You might turn John down a little.
I am very loud.
There you go. So, yeah. So Billy's had a good 2015.
Yeah, 2 records. I've had, movie score. Tinder's kind of a cool thing now. Very lucrative.
Very lucrative.
Yo,
You make a lot of money off
Make a lot of
Tinder.
money off Tinder. Off
you-
Tinder dates.
Are you the one doing the bots? You son of a bitch.
I've discovered this, this program where I can send out, I can create hot chick profiles and send it off to.
Oh, thank God. I was wondering, all of these bots that are, constantly swarming me. Telling me how hot I am, and then telling me to go to different websites. I was wondering who that was. If I'd known it was Billy, I would have said yes.
I want to tell
Links to
you,
more of those.
there's a call-in number. It's 505-750-1353. We will accept your calls up until the end of the show. Please don't call before and after, which did happen earlier. So there's a reason why I say that. I had a really great 2015. I mean, like I was saying earlier, I lead a life I think that's extraordinary compared to normal people. So for me to say, any year is shitty, I don't know. I don't lead a boring life, but this year I got a new job, and it's kind of like a new lease on my life.
Working for the government, no less.
Working for the government, kind of, yeah. I work for a company that works for the government, but yeah.
Still better pay.
Oh yeah, better pay, and for me, time off. Like I am off.
But not for good behavior.
I left.
Just for regular
I left
behavior.
last Friday at 5:00, and I haven't worked since, and I don't go back to work until Monday. So
That's pretty
and
fucking sweet.
they're paying for all of it, so sweet. I'm all for it.
So what are you going to do with your vacation time? Is this it? Is this what
Well,
you're gonna
I hurt my back today moving shit all over the place. I have, I've done a lot of play.
do? Uh-huh. Are you going to go on any road trips?
I rebuilt our website from scratch.
Uh-huh.
I rebuilt this whole area right here from scratch today with some help from Billy.
Are you going to get into any octagons?
No. No.
Because you have time off now. You can do that now.
I wanted to go to the hot springs up in Jemez, but that didn't happen. One thing that didn't happen is it didn't get to go home for Christmas, and that kind of sucked because of Snowpocalypse 2015.
Right.
And I usually make a joke, and I say Snowpocalypse, but actually this year was Snowpocalypse.
And Icepocalypse, because Snowpocalypse wasn't so bad, but Icepocalypse was fucking awful.
I saw a video today, Floyd, New Mexico, which is not far from where I'm from. Someone took a video of them driving home from Floyd to Portales, and you can't see over the snow.
How many people are in Floyd?
Not
Floyd,
a lot.
New Mexico. Is
Not
it just
a lot.
Floyd?
Like,
there's like Floyd.
three.
A guy named Floyd.
A guy named Floyd in Floyd, New Mexico.
Yeah. Well, here we go. I think we have a guy calling in who could help us with this. You're on 10 Drink Minimum. You're in review.
Hey, this is Spam.
Spam. Okay. This is my friend Spam. You were down in Clovis. How bad is Snowpocalypse 2015?
Not as bad as they say it was, because I got a nice little truck, but it just got a bunch of rednecks and half inbreeders here, so they don't know how to drive in this shit. So,
Well, let me ask you this. My parents couldn't send my Christmas gifts by the post office because it's still closed there.
mm-hmm.
I thought the post office was fucking rain, sleet, hail, or snow. I guess that's bullshit.
No, it was closed Monday, and it was closed today, as far as I know, because we didn't get any mail.
You
So,
haven't got mail for 2 days.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And for me, if the post office closes, I kind of figure you're fucked. And I mean, you're in a bad area. So how big of snow drifts did you get in your yard?
the highest one was about 4 feet. But
Good God.
my mom and dad, they live on the other side of town, and they got about a 6 or 7 foot drift sitting on the
Shit.
back side of the house.
New Mexico
So.
is not ready for that. I
Well,
gotta
see,
say.
no, and Albuquerque's more ready for it than where he is.
Right.
They don't have snowplows down there, right?
No, they sold all their big plows, and they put them on little S10s and regular pickups, and I think that's going to do the job.
And then
So then they had the
That's
county
unfortunate.
They
come
don't
in
use that-
and
they
try to take care of the major roads, but
they
no
don't use that
salting.
red shit
So.
on the road. They have
Yeah.
like regular rock salt.
And kitty litter, probably.
Yeah.
There's probably some kitty litter
Yeah.
as well.
When I went down there to visit my
But
dad,
that-
he had ice all over his driveway. And I was like, well, what do you have to throw on the driveway? And he goes, well, I have rock salt. And I'm like, you don't have that. Like, if you go to Lowe's in Albuquerque, there's a thing you buy, and it's like $15. And it comes with it's a ready, like you unscrew the thing and
Yeah,
just you shake it out. And I don't know what chemical it is. It will fucking melt that
There's
ice.
this cardboard cylinder that has a little girl with an umbrella on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You just open it up.
No. It's called like fire and ice or whatever, and you throw it on it, and it just
I heard that.
it's gone. And I told my dad about that, and he's like, "I've never heard of that ever." And I'm like, "Cause you live here, where they don't fucking know what that is."
But believe it or not, table salt works great.
What does?
Table salt, regular table salt,
There you go.
like he's talking about. It does. It doesn't track in the house and all that, and it melts nice and even. Takes it all down.
A little bit of sea
Yeah,
salt.
I heard lye works really well. You put it in with the body.
Right, it does that too.
I also hear like not snowing helps.
No, I heard not snowing.
Sorry. Really optimal. It's the optimal choice.
The one thing I thought was pretty crazy, I have a lot of friends from there, so I saw a lot of Facebook posts, is the people who just like left their car where it was at and abandoned it, and then they had to put a thing out, like KSCL radio was like, if you have abandoned your car, could you please come and do something with it, because it's blocking the clearing efforts.
Or at least put a little cardboard sign on top of it saying there is a car here, so
Yes.
we don't smash into it.
I was
Yes.
laughing about that, but my next door neighbor did that. He's from El Paso. He's a pilot for the Air Force. And he
That's
buried
funny,
his in
yeah.
a snow drift at about 5 feet tall.
In El Paso, they had 5-foot snow.
What?
From El Paso, he lives next door.
Oh, he lives next door. He's from El Paso.
Oh yeah.
I went over to Alton,
What
and
happened?
he was driving through, and he tried to get through the snow drift. He didn't understand that when you hit the snow, it compresses underneath the car. And he high-centered it. So.
Oh, wow. I don't know, man. My mom and dad were like, you should still come down. They don't know what they're talking about. I was like, no, I think they fucking exactly know what they're talking
Your
about.
Mom is-
mom and dad miss you, and they're willing to put your
I
life
know,
at
I
risk in
don't-
order to see you.
I just don't know about these wizards on television telling me this is going to snow.
Mom's called meteorologist. They know their shit.
Yeah. I was like,
We've
they're not that
already
great.
had our meter read. We don't need to ask them no questions.
The road to Mexico from Clovis it was hammered. They're pulling people out that were stuck in it for 36 hours.
Man, your connection's getting blasted, so.
You sound a little underwater. Are you outside under the snow?
Yeah. Hey, call back in, man. Hey, we can't hear you. Call back in. I clicked off him. Yeah, I don't know. Sounds like the snow was over him.
I don't know. Like, I have people who I work with who, one, it's nice to get off early, but you know, I drive a shitty van, and there are people. I think everyone that I work with has a better car than me, and to have them complaining that there's too much snow and ice.
Any better?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a lot better.
It started to sound like you were you were underwater.
Oh no, I was in my son's room, kicking his ass at a home run derby.
Oh, all right. Nice. That does sound better. What's John? Oh, you're gonna grab that other chair. That's very cool. So, did you have a good? I mean, you know, you're a friend of the show. You've been around for quite a while. Did you have a good holiday?
Yeah, from the beginning.
What's that?
From the beginning, yeah. You guys have been doing a good job since then.
Thank you. Have you had a good 2015?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I got a new job, new house.
You like me?
You know,
well,
and it doesn't get any better than that.
Let me ask you this question: if there's one topic or one person in 2015 that can't be avoided, who would that be?
Barack Obama.
Really? You think that's the biggest thing of 2015? Of all the
that
people?
and the cops shooting some of these guys for no damn reason.
Well, there's that.
That's a relatively big deal right now.
Okay, see, I was really going for more like Donald Trump. I really feel like 2015 has been the year of Donald Trump.
Well, he's a loudmouth, but he's saying what a lot of people want to hear.
Well, I understand
but
that.
I don't know what it's a lot of people want to believe or want to portray.
Well, that's fine. All I'm saying is, like in 2015, you can't turn a corner and not see Donald Trump.
Well, my problem is I'm a diehard Republican, and so I don't see that. I see the problems with Barack Obama. So.
Okay. All right. We won't get into that because I think the three of us would fight you. I literally think that would happen. But so, what do you think the bigger stories of 2015 have been? You think it's been like the police? But you're a former police officer. We have a former police officer on the phone right now. So we have a good idea of someone to talk to when it comes to, like, you know, dealing with everyday situations. How do you feel when you see what was the case that recently got overturned?
Tamir Rice was the recent one.
Yeah.
There was who else?
I mean, what do you think of, you know, every one of them has been overturned. I mean, as a police officer, I mean, are you in favor of the police? Do you really feel like that sometimes they overstep their bounds? I mean, how does that go?
Right now, I fall in between both all the issues they're showing on TV and what the news wants you to know. It falls half and half. What you see on TV and what you actually hear on the reports, it throws you half and half because they don't always show you what the whole thing started from.
Okay.
That's where most of this entails is people or the news fails to tell you what was the original call. You know, why did they shoot this guy? He was walking away. But they don't tell you that this guy just robbed a store. It doesn't show that he just beat up his girlfriend. A lot of people don't want to go deeper into it, and so they just assume what they see.
Okay.
The whole deal is it's not believe half of what you see and nothing that you hear. That's the rule.
Okay. Well, then let me play devil's advocate on that, because you know, here in Albuquerque we had the girl who got shot, and the officer's camera, you know, stopped working. Then the girl was shot, and then it came back on, and it was all he said she had a gun. We personally know people that know her, and they were like, "There's no way in hell she would even own a gun."
Right.
Well, here's my question: like, being a police officer, do you see, like, you're obviously, like, you're rational about these things, so obviously the cops can be fucked up too, It's not like just entire one-sided thing. Like there are certain instances where like, man, this cop really messed up, and that's shouldn't have happened.
Right.
You're not that total like, oh man, fuck all these guys.
Because I'm gonna preface this here. I am, and Billy is kind of, because of my help. We're kind of F the police a little bit.
You are more F the police than me, though.
Oh, he is, yeah. That's because I lived in Portales.
I'm like, Chris, shut up. Let's just walk away. You don't have to.
Okay,
cuss out this cop.
Let me ask Spam this. Spam, you and I both went to college in the same town, right?
Right.
What were the police like?
Laid back, but they did their jobs. They didn't overstep.
You son of a bitch. You're one of them now. Son of a bitch. I got hassled by the police more times than I've ever can imagine.
Because you're Jewish.
Yeah, but how many times did I call you guys? You guys have a wild party before we showed up.
Say that again?
How many times did I call you before we showed up?
A lot, because you were one of the good ones. How many bad ones were there, though? Come on, there were some fucking bad ones.
Yes, there is. But
I can throw out one name right now and not give a shit.
I'll tell you right now, the problem is you've got 80% of them who do their job and do it to the book.
Okay.
Then you got the other 20% who are badge heavy and think they are the law instead of enforcing the law. That's the problem.
Okay, Brock Reigns.
Brock Reigns. Brock Reigns.
All right, man. Well, I feel like we're doing a 2015 year in review show, and we're probably gonna end up talking about cops all the time. So hey, Matt, I'm gonna let you go. Okay.
All right, but I just want to let you guys know you guys do a good job.
Thank you, man.
I enjoy that show. You guys show. I enjoy how you guys produce this thing. You guys actually just have fun, and that's what matters. Plain and simple. I've enjoyed it for years on end. You guys have had different artists. You guys have had different commentators. You guys have had different speakers on there. But it has never been a boring show.
Well, thank you very much, man.
That's pretty nice, man.
I like what you're saying. Keep on keeping on, brother.
And you guys stay safe. Thanks for everything you guys do, man.
You should stay safe as well.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's, you guys. See you guys soon.
Hell yeah.
Bye.
What I want to know, as far as 2016 goes, is how much puss I'm going to get.
Dude, I'm hoping you get
astronomical. I can only assume.
I'm hoping you climb that mountain, and all of a sudden you see the gold mine. It says puss.
I am actually getting older. Like I'm reaching my mid-30s, so there's going to be a time. It is inevitable where I am going to have to lose a shit ton of weight. Where it's going to be an issue of as far as my overall well-being.
I'm there.
I thought you meant in terms of puss.
Yo. How's Billy Belmont's puss load? Man, I gotta cut.
You could lose some. I don't know.
I gotta cut some weight.
Do you think puss would go up? I would say so much if I'd lost maybe 40 pounds.
You get pretty good puss as it is.
Yeah, I do that. Yeah, sure, but think about more puss. Yeah. Actually, this is getting really. That was a joke, guys.
It was a joke.
Wrapped in earnestness.
Let's do this, and then we'll go into the into the topics. So John Morgan, how has been your 2015?
I don't know. It's not been a bad year.
Is it better than 2014?
Ooh, 2014. I think I got divorced in 2014, so I would have to say probably better than that.
Everything's better than that.
Everything's better than the year you got divorced, really.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. I mean, it depends on the degree of tragedy which hit me this year, which wasn't substantial. So, in that, it definitely seems like a climb.
Let me ask this question: since the divorce,
right?
How has been your weight in puss?
I gotta say, really, it's nothing substantial. Nothing substantial. Thankfully, it hasn't been a Sahara. But I can't say I'm drowning in it by any means.
A Sahara versus drowning.
Exactly. Just enough to live.
I want that on my tombstone, Chris. He lived his weight in puss. And everybody's like, what does that mean? Don't worry about it, kid.
I think what else happened? Oh, I actually sang on stage for the first time last year.
You did?
That's right.
And you know what?
Which is pretty hilarious.
I have it recorded somewhere. And you were like, I don't want this put up anywhere because it's kind of personal. I sent it to you, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Okay,
Totally.
okay. I enjoyed probably your performance better than most people's.
Well,
And that's not because it was like, oh, it's John Morgan. I think you did
because
really well.
John Morgan's fucking up.
No.
And everyone enjoys that a skosh.
No, you did really fucking well. And
I think we had the biggest crowd throughout the night.
how often have you done something like that?
In terms of singing in front of a crowd?
Or
like that?
singing in front of a crowd, doing a poem in front of a crowd, doing a play, whatever.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, like I did like theater when I was in high school and
Okay.
stuff like that.
Okay. So that wasn't anything new to you.
Billy was making a gesture like kind of like you're shaking something, but in fact it meant he wanted a beer. I just didn't want anyone to
All I'm
mix that.
saying is like I feel like you were much harder on yourself than what you were, but I understand that.
But it really, in all honesty, I mean, like if there was one hero of that night, it was Billy Belmont, who not only accompanied me and actually did his own set in addition to helping me. He also had the best accident of the night.
Oh,
by,
yeah.
dropping a guitar mid-performance and looking like a boss doing it.
That was a really good night for music.
It
was
was
a good
actually
night.
a really
It was a
great
good
night.
night.
I think I'm trying to think who put it together. It was like
It was Kara
and Ella.
Kara
right?
Tillman. So, and she's trying to do a thing where we're trying. I'm a part of it, whether I like it or not.
I would not say no to Kara because she will fucking gut punch you so hard.
I've said no to her, but she won't let me say no to this. But
There's a reason he limps now. Is 'cause he said no to Kara
we're
once.
doing a thing on Sundays at Launchpad.
Uh-huh.
Kind of like a Blackbird roulette, kind of revitalization.
Uh-huh. Or an attempt at it.
Yeah. I think it's a great idea. When I was asked to throw my 2 cents in, I didn't just fucking yes man it. I said yes and no to this, that, and the other.
Uh-huh.
But one thing that when they said, what do you think? And I said, man, I think we need more shit. And I didn't I didn't say that day specifically.
Uh-huh.
I said, like, Billy played recently at Tractor, and they did a Tom Waits, not cover show,
Yeah.
in the style of.
In the style of Tom, which
And
I'm
said,
really depressed I missed.
I
Because
said,
Oh, God,
I
it was
really think
great.
a lot
It sounded so good.
And I was thinking of both of those shows as like that's more what Albuquerque needs is like I'll go out on a Sunday afternoon and I'll hear some covers in the style of Pearl Jam. I don't know, fuck it, who cares?
Scott Stappney. Because the funny thing is, after that Tom Waits show, Barney and I sat down, and I started like doing Tom Waits, but I was like, oh shit, I'm sounding a lot like Scott Stapp right now.
And you've been listening to it just to like make yourself not sound like him. It sound, I assume.
So when I did do my Christmas song, it did sound like Scott Stapp, and I was thinking, wait a second, now hear me out. What if we did a same thing Christmas cover show, not Christmas, but just any type of cover show in the style of Scott Stapp?
Oh my god!
And it would be hilarious, and I was all for it. And I for one,
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. I don't.
Rudolph red-nosed reindeer.
Go, let's show man. Rumble, bum, bum.
Oh gosh.
Me and my drum.
Or great like love songs in the style of Scott Stapp.
Yes.
In
For
the Tom Waits
Valentine's.
show, Barney like glitter bearded himself.
Yeah, he's done it a couple times.
It's pretty amazing to see. I want to see it in person, but I have yet to see it in person.
I don't have beard. I'll never have a beard. But what I understand he does is like Elmer's glue, and he just sticks it in glitter. So that's
Seriously?
gotta
No, I don't think it's Elmer. It's this oil. It's
Oh,
oil.
yeah.
You can't put Elmer's glue in your beard, dude, without shaving it off afterwards.
Also, yeah, when he how much damage has he done to his plumbing by now? If he's done it more
No.
than once,
He does. I was talking to Liz McKenzie, who knows him very well, and he puts an oil,
Carnally.
and then he just sticks his face into a pile of it.
Oh god, that's gotta
Yeah,
fucking
it's-
feel so gross.
that's gotta be
Yeah.
the worst.
So let's get into some of these, some of the things that have happened.
Let's
I
get
want
in
to
the
say
news.
I've really stayed away from negative things. I understand there was an explosion, there was a bombing in Paris, and I feel like that there's enough places that are going to cover that we can do the good things. That's how I feel about it.
Fair enough.
Syrian
Yeah.
refugees, Black Lives Matter.
So I've got a couple things that really have hit close to us. I mean, in 2015, this is kind of Billy and I feel like this culminated this year. In Albuquerque, we've had a brewery explosion.
There's been a lot of breweries.
A lot. And this year, it's really just kind of just like in your face.
There's been brew apocalypse.
Brew-apocalypse.
Brewpocalypse.
It's so much that you probably should go down more. It's so much that
It's so much that the brew should go down more.
that it's so much that like I went to Zendo today.
Oh yeah. Oh, did you meet Baxter?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So there's Tammy's shop, there's Fast Signs,
Yeah.
and then there's Secondary Brewing or something. I don't
Right.
know what it is. Yeah.
Isn't that one
my
belong to
God.
Tractor though?
No.
Oh, I
That's-
thought that one. I thought that one was.
That's
That would-
Zendo.
that
It's
would
Zendo.
Make 8.
Oh well.
That would make 8 breweries within little over a mile.
Does that include the Ox and Bow?
Fuck,
I
what's
don't
the Oxen
I don't
Bow?
even-
It's the one that's opening on 6th and I-40.
What the hot fuck?
Yeah.
That's like a little over a mile, but still.
Dude, we're going to go a mile and a half here. I mean,
Okay.
mile and a half if you have fucking 8 breweries.
No,
in
it's
the
pretty
mile.
impressive. All right, so what do we got downtown? We got the Boise Brothers or whatever the hell it is.
Boise
Yeah.
Brothers.
Which, hey, their game,
Their game is upped
upped.
Oh yeah, it's
from what? What was their game before?
It was,
It was
okay,
from
well,
like
It was more
this is-
badminton. What are we talking?
It was more like, when we first went there, we were like, okay, all right, this isn't bad. It's not great. Went there recently.
You were more impressed.
Yes.
All
And,
right.
well, we'll go. Let's just keep going.
Keep going. Marble.
We're going to circle around to Bozeman.
Marble is downtown.
All right.
Like we'll just say downtown in the Nob Hill area,
Okay.
right?
No,
even
no,
not
no,
hill.
no. Just do downtown.
Just do downtown.
Just,
Okay.
just downhill.
All right.
Within a mile and a half of here.
Okay. Obviously Tractor.
Okay. It's 3.
Marble.
You already did Marble.
Already did Marble.
Marble. Oh, okay, we did Marble. All right. So Marble, Boise, Tractor.
I can do this much faster.
All right, you go for it. Go for it.
Okay, you got Marble, Tractor, Ponderosa, Red Door,
Oh, okay. I can see
Chama.
Red Door.
Chama,
Chama. Yeah.
Back
Backdoor,
Alley.
Back Alley.
Bose,
Rio Grande.
Is that how you pronounce
Rio
it?
Bravo.
Bose?
It's Bose, yeah.
Oh,
Like
and
Rose?
Rio Bravo. That's 8.
and then
Ox and Bow,
9.
and then Secondary Brewery.
What's Secondary Brewery?
That's next to Zendo.
Really? Oh, okay.
Or it's
is
something.
that what they're going to call it?
It's something like that. I don't remember.
It sounds like a medical diagnosis.
I think it's because
Secondary
it's like
to
their
brewery.
secondary thing. Like they actually have. If you go to Zendo,
Yeah.
they actually have fermenters in the
In the back room?
Yeah, well, in the garage.
That will be 10. Just down. Just
Yeah.
in our
Downtown
downtown area.
Do you think like downtown can basically handle that? Or do you think there's going to be kind of like a slow
somebody's gotta close
Darwinian weeding
Somebody's got to
of
close
these
down.
trips?
I think it's going to be back alley. 'Cause
I think like some of these guys are definitely. I don't worry about Tractor. I don't worry about Marble.
no, or I don't worry about. Well, Rio Bravo, I kind of do. They built a $2.5 million facility.
Holy God!
It's huge. It's like right over here. It's probably it's closer to us than Tractor.
Do you like it better because it's closer?
No, their beer needs a lot of work.
All right, fair enough.
So all right. So our big thing is.
I do. Oh, go ahead. I was saying like you go ahead and say. What
You know where I'm going.
I'm going. You're going.
So a friend of ours, Donovan, he's a bar manager at Rock and Brews, which is the Kiss Bar. I know that there's a stigma on that. It's fine.
There's many.
What's that?
There's many stigmas.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna tell you this. We've been there many times. They have treated us above and beyond what we should have been treated.
Because you
The
don't deserve
food-
respect.
The food is hit or miss. They have some food that is okay. Their wings are great.
Oh, fair enough.
Their beer selection is amazing.
Amazing.
And their beer knowledge, amazing.
Huh.
They have schooled us on beer. Like, we know more about beer because of...
I know how to look. I know how to taste for like, I guess over maltness.
Yeah, big
Well, I
time.
gotta say, at that point, is it getting too refined though?
Yeah.
You know, once breweries start turning to essentially wineries, have they lost a bit of edge there?
That's a good. That's a good.
Because at that
question.
point, it's getting sort of like, oh yes, this IPA is not very. It's got a bit of bitterness to
Right,
it, but I feel like you can really taste it. The fact that it's grown next to a highway.
They've turned us on to beers we would have never tried.
Yeah, right.
It's a bit hoppy, It's a bit hoppy.
The Ballast Point
Ballast
Pumpkin Down.
The pumpkin down is.
I would never,
Down.
dude.
Girls
they're like,
up.
They're like, yeah, They're like, you don't like pumpkin beers, right? Nobody does. And they're like, try this one. And it was like fucking amazing. I was
Not
like, whoa.
actually, people like pumpkin beers, but it's that like Starbucks
Fucking
pumpkin
ugh.
spice.
No, it's got a bit of stigma to it as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I'm holding out for a zucchini
Yeah.
beer if we're going to go squash.
So our big thing is like our friend Donovan came to us and he goes, you got to go back to Bose Brothers. He goes, I know you tried it and I know you thought it was okay. You got to go back. He goes, they're good. And we're like, okay. And guess what? When you go there, their beers are $4 a pint.
Yeah.
And we said, what?
I feel this is what's biasing you in the most at this
Well,
point.
we'll see that, and you know, and he goes, the reason why is the owner feels like, why should his beer cost? Okay, when you go to Marble and it's $5.50 a pint.
Is it?
Yeah, oh yeah, it's $5.50 a pint now. But then you go to one of the tap rooms.
Uh-huh.
Or like even to fucking like Bricklight Dive or something.
Bricklight Dive.
Oh, okay.
We've got Marble Red on tap, $3, $4.
That's pretty
Why
funny.
am I paying less for a beer across town than the brewery?
Right.
Well, the guy from Bose is like, well, I'm moving it from here to here. Why would I charge more? So
Right.
that came
Does he
up.
brew all his own, or does he, like...
They do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So our thing is we've come up with this campaign.
Uh-huh.
The pints are too damn high.
Pints are too damn high.
if you're okay, there's two places.
The pints are too damn high.
Our two favorite places right now are Bose and
Bose and it's a tap room. It's not a brewery. It's
Well-
Lobo Beast.
I know not that one, the other one,
Bose and
the
Martin.
other tap room,
Bose.
Santa Fe.
Oh yeah,
How much is a beer at Santa Fe Tap Room where they have to drive it from fucking Santa Fe an hour away?
$4.
$4.
Where's Santa Fe Tap Room?
Carlisle and I-40. We should go. It's great.
It's fucking
Carlisle and
amazing.
I-40.
I guarantee it's the one where it's the shipping containers.
Ah.
Oh God, like
Like the one like near like the Whole Foods.
Yeah, it's the Green Jeans Farmery.
next to the Cascada, you're still
Yeah.
in the water park.
But they're dry. Okay.
Oh, the other side.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Oh, okay,
they're
okay.
driving their beers down an hour, and yet they're $4.
Right.
And that's one of the brewers from Sam Adams that's brewing those beers.
Right. And actually, Santa Fe Brewing actually does quite a good job.
Dude, they're killing it. I mean, the newer beers.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It used to be the Happy Camper was my favorite. The Gold. I don't
Dude,
like
the
pilsners.
Gold.
I don't like pilsners, but that is fucking delicious.
Yeah, that
There's only-
guy, the new brewer, killing it. So, Marble, Tractor, whoever, if your beers at your brewery are more than $4 a pint, the pints are too damn high.
Yeah. They're about $4. And the thing is, you have people like Rio Bravo, like coming right out of the gate with like $5 pints.
Rio
I'm
Bravo,
like,
out of the gate, new beer,
I don't know. I don't think $5 is too much to ask for a pint.
$5.50,
oh,
man.
that's too damn
Is
much.
that too damn much?
that's too damn high.
If you
I
have if
remember
you
when-
have a
okay.
10-drink minimum, listeners, and only so large a wallet, then obviously
All I gotta say is, if you're new and you're cutting your teeth and you're at $5.50,
yeah.
I'm going to Santa Fe. Fuck you. I'm gonna go. What's the place? Lobo Beast 100, 101.
101,
What is
yeah.
Lobo Beast?
It's
one?
Oh,
they have 101 beers on tap across from UNM,
Oh yeah, that place.
and none of them are local.
Uh-huh.
They're all like from California, blah blah, but all great. $3.
$3.
Oh wow, that is nice.
I know. So hey, pints are too
Man,
damn
damn
high.
high.
That's what we're saying.
And I'm saying, like, we paid $5. That sounds kind of snooty, even with me talking about the fucking IBUs. Oh, yes, $5 a pint. Reasonable price, in my opinion.
Yeah. I don't know, man. If our campaign works,
I'd pay higher. I'd pay higher for this. It's actually $7. $7 really isn't that bad.
I pay $8 for their stout.
It's been
All I'm
aged
saying-
in oak barrels.
if
It's fine.
our campaign works, it works. If it doesn't, well, you
Well, I
know.
mean, what's the worst thing that happens to you?
Who was the guy who brought
fucking Miller High Life to the Blackbird Bouvettes? I can get people to charge less for fucking
That's
pints.
right. All right. Brewery explosion. It's happening. It's happening.
Boom.
26 in Albuquerque. We got 12 more on the docket. We'll see how 2000.
Oh, God.
Wait, you'll cut this
If-
12
if-
wait,
if-
there's how many?
Even
12.
if we go into like
Jesus.
maybe like a 2-mile radius, that gets us into Nob Hill.
Oh yeah.
So you have
yeah.
Bosque, you have
Someone actually texted. See, here's what you're not understanding. I get messages from my friends who don't live here, and they know they hear about the Albuquerque explosion. And the guy today was like, I was like, what should I talk about? And he goes, man, all the breweries you have.
No,
and
totally.
he goes, are there any more? And I go, well, we're at 26. We have 12 more. Just walk past another one. And he goes, man,
So
that is crazy.
so how long do you think it'll be before Darwin kicks in and they start eating one another?
Broken bottle.
or is it just this
we already
week?
lost Broken Bottle, but we should have.
There was a broken bottle?
It was terrible. It was right there on Coors and Paseo.
Coors and Paseo.
Yeah,
Broken bottle.
right
yeah.
in that little where that Kelly's is.
Oh,
was
maybe.
right there, it was right
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
So-
the first
First-
brewery. to
first
go-
down.
Actually, I'm sorry. There was one badass brewery, but that should have been.
Badass.
I feel you guys should do a list, and then you should start crossing them out.
Okay.
Start filling
Done.
them in and crossing them
Done.
out.
Done.
Like a big.
Done.
Like every
Especially
every
if
week.
if they don't have $4 pints, cross them out when they go down.
Well, I mean, according to Darwin, they'll be crossing themselves out.
That's right.
You can't really mess with nature
Watermelon beer? I don't think so.
because it's going to be pretty. It's going to be pretty intense here pretty soon.
It's pretty
I'm
intense.
looking forward to the brew wars.
Oh god.
Brew wars are going to be hot.
Hi, I'm Chris. This is Billy. Welcome to Brew Wars. Judgin'. Pyro shoots off.
No, totally. In this side of the octagon, we have
Marble Brewery.
Marble Brewing.
On this
No.
side of the garden, we have Tractor.
Those are going to be probably the last two survivors because they were here at the beginning. They already have their reputations.
Well, I feel like Tractor,
Tractor's still doing pretty well, man.
they do pretty well because they.
Also, because they're selling it.
But
Okay.
But they also had the reputation of being the shitty one.
They were.
Really?
They were,
I've always
they
quite-
did.
I've always quite enjoyed me some
Well,
Tractor.
okay. Well, when we were sponsored by them,
Yeah.
we would get people that were like, I heard that they had worms in the beer, yeast, they didn't clean it, and we had to defend. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, did we have to defend them?
Yeah.
Constantly, and it was not because of
not because of the new
not because of Sky and David, the people who own it now.
Yeah.
There was a guy that owned it before.
Yeah.
And his brewer would just get fucked up by like 3 o'clock in the afternoon and not care. Not
Getting
clean,
high on his own supply, as it were.
Did not clean anything. And that's where the people who own
Did
it
they
now,
actually have worms in it?
I
Legitimately? Does
don't
anyone
know
have
that.
any record of this?
No, I don't know
That
that.
seems like slander.
But
anyway, like
I'm not saying
when
that
the
they
brewery was in I guess it was
Los Lunas.
My friend it was Ezra. No, Steve
Yeah.
Steve St. John.
Steve St. John.
Who bought so this is before even local breweries were kind of a big deal. It's like, well, there's people who brew their own beer in Los Lunas. Let's go down there and grab a
Yeah.
6-pack.
Right.
He grabbed it and the fucking bottles would pop open.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. But that's the problem with new brewers, right?
Yeah.
There's too much sort of what do you call it? Too much
Sugar.
pressure behind it. Too much sugar.
Anyway, yeah. So anyway, that's what happened to his beer.
Yeah.
Like in his car, it's like, oh, what the
So
fuck?
the people who previously owned Tractor didn't give a shit.
Uh-huh.
So Sky and David, who own it now, came in, saw a great business opportunity, bought it from the family,
Uh-huh.
and have turned it into the Tractor that we know.
Right.
But that stigma of the previous owner has followed him a little. And the thing with Sky, I don't know if it's Sky more than David. She has built the empire on it there about the arts,
Yeah.
which I think is phenomenal.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
They focus on that more than anyone else.
Right.
And they gave us a great opportunity when we had none. And, so when people would come, I mean, we did get attacked. Like, people were like, really? You're sponsored by them? And we would have to, I was like, hey, you need to try it.
What sort of a nebbish would give you trouble for that? I'll be honest.
There was a lot of people.
Well, fuck.
Fuck them.
well,
In the eye.
I mean, it wasn't like
them
100
in
people
the
came out.
I don't want to name names now, but there's one, and I was like,
Yeah.
dude, you don't need to try it. You just need to fucking try it again.
And, and there's people still to this day that are like, I don't think their beer's very good. And I'm like, okay.
I don't know. I think they're quite good.
I think they're fine.
They have my
I
favorite
think their
stout of
milk
all time.
stout is one of the best.
The best stouts I've ever had.
Yeah,
totally.
By far. I think their cider is great. I mean, the red is fine. I mean, the thing
I don't
is,
think cider is
is
really
like,
good, actually.
Here's my thing. Is like the whole time we were sponsored by them, Sky knew. Come on in. Sky knew that.
It's like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Sky knew that.
Oh, look who's here.
That Marble was my favorite beer on the planet. We have visitors in the studio.
But I would say the cool thing about Tractor now, if you go just from their original, I'd say I guess 4. You talk about the red.
Yeah.
the IPA, not the stout, but there was like a couple of other, but and they're all $4. Always going to
All $4.
And the crazy thing, on happy hour, it's fucking $3.
Yeah.
And that's back when I
I
first moved here.
definitely like the fact that we are pushing cheapness here.
Hey, man, the pints are too damn high,
Pints,
man.
the thing is, you'd still be making a hefty profit with just still $3
You know what
pints.
beer costs me?
But the thing is, people will pay for it. That's the thing. They'll pay
Well,
for it.
everybody knows there's this brewery explosion, so let's
Oh,
take it
yes,
out.
please. Can I get some more hops in this?
Yeah.
Can I get another beer?
No, we're
How
out.
much is the average Paps anyway? Like if I was going to a bar.
The thing is that which if we look at
These
it.
would probably be about $1.75.
All right, so they
Well,
so you're basically asking for the breweries to be about twice that much in your
here's
older.
the thing, though. A 16-ounce Pabst is like $2 to $2.50.
Okay.
A beer.
The nice thing about having a drinking problem is having these kind of numbers at your hand.
A can of this at any bar downtown is going to be over $2.
Yeah.
Which is safe. But the thing is, 16 ounce. That's a different story. But the cool thing is, if you can find a bar that has these 16 ounce Paps for $2, that's
Yeah.
where you want to go. And the thing is, it sucks about my beer choice, Miller High Life, which I've been drinking since I was fucking 21.
Miller High Life kills kids, man.
Swear
No,
to God,
but
you
what
turn
I-
it to beer prices, all of a sudden you turn into a fucking CPA.
No, but the thing is, you have Miller High Life that used to be just the college kids drink. Like it's $2. It's not a big deal. Like whatever. It's Miller High Life. Nobody thinks about it. Now it became marketable to like.
Well, they had that black guy walk around and go, "Yeah, you living the high life."
Well, that's
Fuck you.
that's when it was $2. But now
Oh.
it's been now known as on par with Pabst as being the hipster beer, as well as being a beer for our troops.
Oh, what?
Is Pabst
Yeah.
the beer for the,
The
troops?
troops are just fucking drinking Miller High Life
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah,
desert.
yeah, exactly.
Poor
So,
guys.
so
Man, that's fucked up. We got to bring them home.
and
bring 'em home,
so
guys.
with that kind of like
Like, they don't go
notoriety
through
now,
enough.
like the prices
You
of
guys have to
Sky
drink Miller High Life? I'm sorry, guys. Come home.
from when you used to buy this shit
Talk
when like
about
at
wounded
Bird's
warriors.
Tiki Lounge,
Jesus.
like for $2, say in like 2011, 2012, 2009, 2012 was when people in like High Life was pretty big in like
Okay.
the downtown.
I feel like now it's like, yeah, I did 3 tours in Iraq and 26 cases of Miller High Life.
Just a whole whopping
no,
case of
but
PTSD.
if you go in now, like you can't get a High Life for under $3, which makes me mad.
Oh,
Which we
man.
do. And then there's got to be a new hashtag. The fucking High Lifes are too damn high.
No, totally.
I almost spit beer everywhere. dude.
These
That's fucking
these
amazing.
high lifes are too damn high.
High Life's too damn high.
What is the champagne of beer? And if you're going to have a champagne of beer, obviously you're going to expect to pay more, unless it's like Cook's or something
Yeah.
like that.
I want to drink the beer of champagne someday. Yeah, well, what kind of champagne do you guys make? Well, it's
I
kinda
would
like the beer of champagne.
I
It's
would
not that
get
great.
the High Life more if it were
There's a twist off top.
if you could get them for like $2 at the bar.
Yeah,
The thing is now the big drink now
yeah.
is the Old Milwaukee's, which is still a Miller.
Oh.
Yes, where the
Philly.
Old Milwaukee's has made its way back.
All right, I feel like we should move on to
All
the
right,
other topic. Okay, so I'm gonna pick it. Okay. So another big thing they have in 2015 was the dress.
The dress?
Yeah, the one where it was like the different colors.
I'm sorry, it's black and it's white and
Was it white and blue?
white and
No.
gold.
White
White
and
and
gold.
gold or blue and black.
Right,
It's
right,
white
right.
and gold. I'm sorry.
For me, it looked blue and black. That was a big thing. People like I would never bring this up. Like it doesn't matter to me. Like I don't care.
I was about to say you shy
But
away from politics, but I think there were more angry people
people
involved
were
in that
pissed
dress.
off. They're like, "Fuck you, you stupid."
No, totally. Yeah, it was a bit. I was shocked at the degree of like anger and like just aggravation which my friends could
I
be
do
inspired
remember-
to by one outfit.
They're like,
And not even my gay friends, like just everyone apparently
here's
just
what I don't
lost it
understand.
for a while.
Did the girl, whoever's dress it was, did she get famous?
I don't know.
She
I
didn't,
don't-
right?
I don't.
Nobody knows who the
unless
fuck
you can,
she is.
Not unless you can tell me what her name is right now.
No idea.
The funny thing is,
Which
like
is weird, right?
I remember
Strangely,
when,
her name was Edith.
when the meme came out. I put we put it on the screen, and I said, "Chris."
All of us
look-
did different.
And the thing is, like, don't listen to me. Just tell me what color is that fucking
For
dress.
me, it was blue and black.
And I was like, "Shut the fuck up!"
Yeah.
You, because this I knew about before you did, and
Yeah.
you didn't know the argument between white and gold and blue and black.
This was like a watered down 2 girls, 1 cup. He's like, yeah, I've seen this already. Let me show it to you. Terribly.
So anyway, I was legitimately pissed. I was butthurt that everyone said it was blue and black.
Really?
But there were those people who was like,
it was your like dearth of rods and cones in your eyes that somehow like you felt lesser.
But I had people on the team white and gold that I was like, am
Team
I right?
White and Gold. There was a team.
I was like, am I right, guys?
Hey, I'm Team White and Gold. Fuck you. All
Anyway,
people burn in hell.
It's white and gold. I don't know what you guys are seeing, but
right.
it was a great argument on perception.
Will someone
and
open the door for my dog? Thank you.
With her little sweater.
Yeah.
Hit her with her little sweater.
Wait,
She has a
the way
sweater,
the
it's
human
cool.
mind works
Sweater dog.
sometimes. I
But
don't know.
yeah, was it the human mind, or was it like how light refracts? Who fucking knows?
No, it was much more. I think it was like in terms of the optic nerves, like the
Yeah.
rods and the cones, in some way, shape, or form. Like
Right.
depending on how yours were laid out, like that was
Okay.
what the comment. That was what was basically causing that.
Okay. I don't know. I just remember that being like whenever I was looking up hot topics of 2015, that came up, and I went, "Oh yeah, that was a big fucking deal. That dress."
Was that this last year?
It was, yeah, right.
I'm glad that's over.
Oh, yeah.
That's over. Glad
to see the back.
glad
of
that
2015
Holocaust is
also.
over,
Can we
yeah.
just talk about the real issue of 2015?
What?
Nicki Minaj's Anaconda.
Anaconda. She does have a nice butt. I'm not
It
gonna lie.
was a good video. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Well,
We 10 drink minimum fully supports.
All right.
Can we all
Nicki
agree that
Minaj.
it was
We got about 5 minutes left for this hour. I want to talk about something that's actually really important to Albuquerque.
Tell us.
Holly fucking Holm.
Oh,
champ!
shit.
The champ is
yeah.
here.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we
need more than 5 minutes for this.
I don't know, man. We may have to bleed this into the second hour.
Actually, it was funny. I did a tweet earlier, like this week, because Ronda Rousey has endorsed Bernie Sanders, and I'm like,
She has, right?
Is she really?
and
Yeah.
it's like, hell yeah! Like, what about Holly Holm? It's like, oh no, she's like a fucking home
Preacher's daughter.
preacher's daughter from.
She'll probably come
what
up
did
with
she
Trump.
endorse?
She'll come
What
out
did she
for.
induce?
What does she
What did she-
induce?
What did she
I
support?
support Ted Cruz, and
Oh, that'd be awful.
Oh God, I hope not.
but it's Holly Holm. But
Oh, the dog
she
And in
could.
fairness, she did get a lot of blows to the head. So, there's something.
Yeah.
No,
Well-
but Holly Holm. The thing is,
I do because I work in retail, and I'm not going to tell which store I work for, but she comes in the store all the fucking time. When I say all the time,
Yeah,
I'm talking
a
about
lot.
maybe
I
like
kinda- I
once a
think-
month.
Are you still working the same place you were
She
working
does
like
like
a year
arts
ago?
and crafts and kicks people in the
And the
fucking
cool
head.
thing, once she won the championship, I told everybody,
Would
it's
not
like,
stop
she's-
using that bedazzler.
she is not coming in again. She's too fucking Hollywood for all of us.
What would be amazing if she came out in a denim jacket with the fucking bedazzler on the back. Holly Holm, and it's all shiny.
She would do something like
Acid
that.
wash jeans.
And
Exactly,
I
instead
told
of
my
a disco
coworkers,
stew
like,
format.
listen, yo, she's not coming in. She is too fucking Hollywood. She's the world champ. She is not coming in here without having a mop. That next week, the week that I would say 2 days after she
She's
flew
like
back,
eating a burrito,
she
looking for
comes into my
rhinestones.
Bride.
she comes into my store and like just sitting at the fabric desk chit chatting with the girl who doesn't know she is the world fucking champion,
Oh,
bantamweight
fantastic.
champion.
The biggest thing in news at the moment.
And her name's Betty. And like, bless her heart,
Betty's
but
like-
she
Betty's
knows
like,
how.
How
"Bless
old
your
is
heart,
Betty?
You go to
Help
church
me.
around
Yeah.
here?
Betty's got to be like, I would say like mid-70s.
All right, Betty couldn't give a fuck.
She's
then.
she cuts fabric.
So, my husband died a couple weeks ago, but I've been working on this fabric ever since.
She's talking to Holly. She's like, "Did you have a nice week?
Yeah,
You doing
I kicked
okay?"
the girl right in the face and shattered her mouth. And,
It was called the kick heard around the world. I bet. Let's just talk about.
Well, that
fabric.
sounds sweet. Do you have any kids
Let's talk
and a
about
husband?
fabrics.
Are you
Don't
married,
think satin
honey?
Would be nice.
Can you bear?
She's my kid. She's my age.
Can you
And
bear children?
She's my age. She doesn't have any kids, so I'm guessing that was in Betty's mind when she was talking. It was like, why don't you have
yeah.
kids?
She's like, you have
that'd
look
be
like you have
horrible
good
if-
Viking ancestry.
If Betty gave Holly shit, kind of like, well, you can still have kids. You're still young. Like, like that. Like, kind of like, do you have kids? Well, can you adopt some? Like, like just kind of constantly
Right.
pushing it like older women will.
Well, she's an MMA fighter. Have they kicked you in the junk? In the good works that the good Lord gave you?
Is that the good works?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Betty
But
talks about. Stephanie.
Holly Holm is the current bantamweight champion,
Yeah.
and her homecoming was very, very extravagant.
Well, we went to
It was
the
pretty-
homecoming.
yeah, I went to the homecoming too, and actually,
What do you think of it?
I thought it was really great. I mean, like, I got verklempt and everything. Like, it was.
Wait. Hold on, back up. Pump up the brakes here. So I was a little once Holly got up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. But the 10 people in front of her.
That was really amusing. I couldn't tell if that was stagecraft or if that was like legitimate, like they all wanted a piece of the action.
Oh, they all wanted a piece of that fucking egg.
Because it was really pretty good, I have to say. Because like by the time
some
Holly
of them
hit the
were not.
stage, the crowd was rabid. I mean, like they were about to just lose it.
Yeah.
And then so it could have just could have been good stage stage
favorite
work.
is this. My favorite is this. It's like we have from the county seat of number 52, Melissa Garcia.
You know,
Hi,
totally.
Holly. You are a champion to all of us. You have been fighting a fight that a lot of us fight every day. And it's like, oh my God, can you not fucking sound more robotic as you fucking read this?
No, it was pretty
You
great.
politician,
It was
son
pretty
of a
legit.
bitch.
It was pretty legit.
I was happy because I did yell on the lip west like really loud one time.
On the left west. I booed the governor, and people looked at me like I was a piece of shit. I was
No,
like,
there was other people booing.
There were plenty of people
You were,
booing.
you were, you were person booing the loudest.
I was booing pretty loud, and apparently I was right. Because I knew she was going to get drunk and eat pizza. And be the worst Rand state. Da, 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 la, la, la. I win.
It's funny,
Well,
there was an article.
I'm
It's
glad
like,
it's working out for you.
well, I'm
While the
Susanna
rest of us
Martinez.
just
You know,
wallow here.
I totally disagree with these. You know, these studies. Of course, you
Well,
are.
of course you do.
I disagree with most studies that say I'm a piece of shit, frankly.
You're not.
I totally want to get a second opinion.
Chris, I think you're a piece of shit. Oh, well, I disagree.
I disagree with that, frankly.
I disagree with that 100%.
It's not like Susanna Martinez. It's just gonna be like,
But
well,
Chris,
you
it's
know what?
science.
You're right.
We've done a lot
You're
of
right.
research.
We are. I am kind of fucking shitty.
We are
Yeah,
Buzz.
it'd be
we are
hilarious if
BuzzFeed.
like Governor Martinez is like, well, you can't argue with science and statistics, right?
What I'd love to happen is like, you are the worst Rand state in the nation, and they go, I disagree. Well, we are BuzzFeed. We know what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's true. Like, the source isn't one that's really going to destroy her.
Right. All right. We got to take a break. To go into the second hour, we got a lot more of the year in review. It took us a while to get to the year in review, but we got there. I want to thank John Morgan for coming on the show. I want to thank Billy
Thank
Belmont.
you, one and all.
We'll have James Smiley back.
Where is Smiley now, anyway?
In the air.
What car is he trapped under?
He is flying back from Portland to Oregon
Oh, okay.
as we speak. He will be back in the new year.
Fair enough. With his dark powers.
You have to understand, man, it's really killing him not to be here. He missed a show finally after 2 years.
Yeah, no, he's been pretty solid.
He's
here.
been pretty solid. He hasn't missed shit in 2 years.
I mean, I've missed shows.
and through
Smiley
some pretty
hasn't.
intense states of health, I have to say.
yeah, man,
He's
he'll
shown
come
up
in
there.
health or drunk or whatever, or drug. He'll show up. you know.
Oh yeah, or tripping balls.
Tripping
It
balls.
doesn't
Totally.
matter.
He'll be like, I'm on so much acid right now. Cool, man. Sit down, run the show. We're all good.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. Billy, do you have anything to promote in the new year or coming up?
I have a surprise CD release show. For
Oh, what?
For
Oh, wow.
myself on January 28th at Tractor Brewery.
Was-
that's amazing.
How is that? How would you not tell anybody about this?
I
What the
thought.
shit, Billy?
Well, the thing is, I've had that show booked for a while, like maybe like a month
Because
now.
I think we have a show the 29th.
Well, that's fine. I've chosen
I don't know
28th.
where yet though.
But it's the 28th, and it's the CD release for Billy Lee John's first EP.
No
It's going to
kidding.
be called Billy Lee John.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Wow.
So-
Moms and pops will know all about this one.
Yeah. So anyway, the EP is self-titled Billy Lee John, and
Uh-huh.
it's five songs that I've written in the last 2 years. And I just need to get them out, so that's what's going to happen.
Okay.
I think you're one of the best singers in town, actually, and I think this is like long overdue.
Oh,
So I'm gonna big up the shit out of this, and I'm gonna destroy your concert
What
by
I don't
filling it with
understand is
people.
why you didn't just like bleed it into like our birthday.
I didn't think about that.
So okay, Billy and his birthday is the 17th of January.
Well, I have the venue. Actually, can we just do our birthday party at Tractor the 28th?
I don't know if we should.
I think you definitely should.
No.
It's a big deal.
No.
It's a big deal.
No.
It's a big fucking deal.
We're gonna do like the 29th.
It's
We'll
a
talk.
really
We'll
big
talk
deal.
about this off the air. My birthday's the 3rd of February, so we do kind of like a joint birthday every year, just to kind of. Well, he does like a week-long birthday.
It's called Belmas. It's not my birthday. It's actual holiday.
Okay.
I know. I celebrate it every year.
I know. I'm sorry. Anyway.
And then wake up in a stupor.
It just happened. It happens. My birthday falls in the middle of Bellness.
That's weird, right?
It's so weird.
So weird. John Morgan. I mean, I don't know if you've got anything coming up. I don't want to discredit you as like not being an artist or.
No, by no means.
Poet of the
I'm looking
community.
forward to the upcoming year. God knows.
Fucking A, man. I have Cards Against Humanity tomorrow night, as I do most every Wednesday night. You guys should come out. We have 2 new expansion packs to rock out on all you motherfuckers. I'm gonna go. I have a new thing. I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna start going to thrift stores and buying items to give away as like the secondary prize.
Oh shit!
And I'm gonna hide them until the people win. You know what? They could be either amazing or terrible as fuck. I don't know.
Kind of like
Deal or No Deal, or no, not Deal. No,
I was about to say. I was like, it reminds me of Sabrina, actually.
Monty Hall or whatever. You know, you won a fish clock. You know, I don't know, fucking terrible shit.
What is that show like?
Let's Make a Deal.
Let's make it. No, well, maybe I don't know. It's the one where like, do you choose what's behind door number one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty
what's
much.
Under the box.
Cooney, you got nothing. You are so stupid. I love that. And then, of course, every Sunday during the year, except for, unless we say otherwise, from 6 to 8, from 10 Drink Minimum, we'll be on 10drinkminimum.com. I've rebuilt the website from scratch. It's going to get a lot better as the year goes on. I've chosen a lot better site to build it from, so I'm going to build a badass site. So go to 10drinkminimum.com, add us on Facebook, Instagram, all that cool shit. And that's it, man. And stay around for the second hour because we're going to kick some ass.
Nice.
Kick some
Happy
ass.
New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year, everyone that's listening to the podcast. We definitely drink during the year. You should definitely drink whenever you're listening to this show. But always remember, never get too drunk to jerk.
10drinkminimum.com.
Whoa.
Way to go, you ruined my plans. Who would have thought it, would have thought it. You say you've been done wrong.
Which way to go, how foolish I've been. From the time that we started, with a lame excuse, be gone. Honey, who am I to become your ghost tonight? Do you think you work too hard to tear these thinning walls apart? Honey, who am I to become your ghost tonight? Do you think you work too hard to tear these thinning walls apart? Honey, my palms your face, my fist your eye, my leg your thigh. Could you bruise enough to call it even?
Bones can break, I would die every minute, but I won't ever admit it. Blue face, nowhere, goodbye. Honey, way to go. You ruined my plans. Who would have thought it, would have thought it. You say you've been done wrong.
Which way to go? How foolish I've been. From the time that we started, with a lame excuse, be gone. Honey,
into the night. We held on so tight. I turned out the lights with you. You woke up alone. You picked up the phone, but I wasn't home. Was somewhere unknown. You wait by the fire, a bird on a wire. You call me alive and hold back desire. I hold out my hand, 'cause I understand. Make love in the sand with you. We sleep on the ground. We don't make a sound. You wake and you found that I'm not around. It started to rain. Your heart filled with pain. You called out my name, but I'm not the same. The smell of a bird, a sound that you learn, a bird that returns to you. I wait out alone. I pick up a stone and carve out a home for you. Roll it out, hold my hand, let go, my love. 'Cause I won't need anybody else. I told everyone the answer was my song, but you won't feel my anger when I'm gone. 'Cause I won't need anybody now. I won't need anybody now. Hey, will I see you again? Because here you are, pouring soul in my arms. Because here you are, holding on.
Santa Barbara neighborhood. You're listening to 10 Drink Minimum, voted Albuquerque's #1 podcast with Chris, Billy, and Smiley.
No, we don't have Smiley today. Let me move the thing over for you, Billy, all right? How's that?
It helps.
It helps, yeah?
Yeah, totally.
Cool.
Welcome back to the second hour of 10 Drink Minimum. We call it the Wavy Hour.
The Wavy Hour of the year in review. We brought on our friend John Morgan because Smiley's in Portland, or he's flying back from Portland as we speak.
Substituting is John Morgan.
It's great to have you back. I'm glad we talked about Holly Holm. I'm glad we talked about...
Turn you up. You're low,
I'm
brother.
glad we talked about the governor.
The governor, man. She,
I talked about the governor.
We didn't really talk about her as much as we should, you know.
Which was really enjoyable, I have to say, for most of us.
Yeah, she was
No, say what you want. Like we may disagree with her, but she's brought a lot of attention to New Mexico.
I just want to say, you know what? I want
positive attention. No.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say it.
All right, I'm kind of upset.
That's a sketchy consolation prize.
I'm upset at people right now in the state of New Mexico.
Oh shit.
Because
tell me about it.
You know, I think the governor was living the 10 drink minimum lifestyle for Christmas. You know, I'm sorry. I think she was. And I'm a little mad at her, too. Because, you know, own up to your badassness, you know?
That would actually be quite interesting if you did, in fact, own up to
If you want to fucking throw down, you want to party balls, and you want to kick some ass.
No, and I think that also is part of the problem, was because she was actually making up excuses like a middle schooler caught partying would make up.
Yeah.
We weren't doing anything. We were just having some Cokes, eating some pizza.
Having some
fucking
Coke.
eighth graders. Just say you were drinking a beer, for God's
I
sake.
think I would respect her a lot more if she just came out. It's like, man, I had a lot of that fucking Courvoisier.
that fucking place
The
up.
governor is like, I got fucking lit. I got really lit. We threw some shit.
We threw some bottles off the building.
Listen, I'm the governor of New Mexico. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about it?
Hey!
Are you gonna impeach
I had
me?
a bad year. Fuck you. Leave me alone.
She's drinking away her bad reviews from BuzzFeed.
It's Christmas, motherfucker.
I would have loved her, to just...
So for everybody listening out there who's not from New Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
We should probably preface what happened. So the governor had a party for her and her staff at a posh Santa Fe hotel room. There were several calls for complaints of a party.
And in fairness, the people who actually stay at a posh Santa Fe hotel probably call in pretty quickly. You know, I mean, really, these are fairly uptight people in general.
Excuse me, there's somebody...
Excuse me, I couldn't help but notice there was some noise down the hall.
Someone firing a gun off the top.
Somebody's just like yelling pizza from the balcony.
Someone was listening to Judge Judy very loudly compared to my room. You know,
all I
it wouldn't take much. It's a low threshold.
All I can hear is power equipment and Motorhead playing.
God. Somebody please.
I think if they could identify Motorhead, I don't think they'd allow him through the fucking door. I'll be honest.
But I do love about the recording though is that the girl who actually picked up the phone or actually called the 911 sounded pretty fucking New Mexican.
Yeah, totally.
Like, nah, it's like loud. Nah.
It's like really loud in there.
It's like really loud up there, nah.
She sounds super New Mexican.
It's
like,
so loud, nah. My mom's is all pissed. We was eating like some pepperonis pizzas, you know.
I think can I say like one thing that really bothered me though was and so basically like this whole point was like there was like a recording of this person basically calling in and like basically the dispatcher, right?
Yeah.
Like basically be talking, and then later the governor calling the dispatcher and saying essentially
who called in? Who called in?
And who can I crush? And basically, sort of the you know the implicit message there is like, who can I crush for this?
But is there room to actually room to reason to actually say that somebody who's trying to bring down Susana Martinez was like, man, there's gonna be a party out there. We're gonna call the cops on her.
Dude. Okay, why would
the
that
people
not
weren't
happen?
allowed in the party
Okay,
probably.
First and foremost, when you're in the limelight or in the political office or whatever. Yeah, if you're in the crosshairs of somebody and you do some shit that's fucked up, why would they not?
Martinez certainly made some enemies, which is why a lot of people were sort of basking in the Schadenfreude of like the whole experience.
And I'm
they
like,
were
you know
really
what?
enjoying
If I was
it.
Susana Martinez, I'd been like, you know what? If she came out, let's flip it, and she's like, you know.
Was it you, Diane Dennis, that called my shit in?
Diane Dennis. She goes. I'm not. If she went like this, let's redo the whole thing. You know, guys, last night, you know, we let off some steam. We've had a bad year. Someone called the cops, Diane Dinish. I'm not saying who.
But they were fucking haters.
You know, a lot of haters out there. And, you know, we threw some bottles out in the street. You know, who hasn't done that?
And she's got her posse
I mean,
behind her.
raise
just
your hand if
like
you've done
nodding their
that
heads.
in this house, right? Boom, me. I've thrown them out. You know, we may have hit some cars. I don't know. We had
She's
some
just
pizza.
trying to get the South Valley vote.
We had
just
some.
trying to show she's
we
real.
had some Coke, a cola, and we had a good time. Me and my staff, and that's how it is. Would that not, if she said that, would you be like, oh, okay?
No,
Actually, I was waiting for the moment in that speech where it paused, where I would be there just like doing the slow clap.
Yeah, it's all like,
She's like, who, as a politician, hasn't had a shitty year?
You, as a
I
politician,
think New
has it
Mexicans,
done?
I think would forgive her pretty quickly.
A lot of
Yeah.
fucking
Well,
cocaine and a lot of
Respect
pizza.
her more. We're like, so she was doing cocaine, drinking, and then throwing bottles off the hotel.
Like, we've all
Alright.
been there.
She's in.
We've all been there.
We've all been there, guys. She's like, we were doing donuts in our lowriders.
I actually think that the entire like my beef with the entire situation was like
Yeah.
it was like, oh, we're just eating pizza.
We're
I was
eating
like,
pizza.
Like really? That's all you were doing?
Fuck off on your bullshit.
I really don't like the fact she kept trying to get the names of the people that complained.
Yeah.
That to me was wildly threatening.
To burn their fucking career. To
no,
fuck
well,
their
she was
career.
like, what were the names of the people in this hotel who said something against me?
And some of our
And I'm
friends,
like,
some of our friends
it's a
are
bit scary.
Have you watched the video of the reenactment?
Yeah. That like
And
Barney put together. Yeah,
I
it's
love
great.
how they have the gun to the girl's head and they're like, what was the person's name that called in? I think that's pretty hilarious.
One, like all I'm saying,
Shout out to
Susanna
my
Martin.
friend Lauren Poole.
Shout
Lauren
out.
Poole's amazing.
Yeah, shout out to Lauren Poole. Shout out to.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've seen that video before. The thing is, it would have been a lot better, Susanna Martinez. I would have a lot more respect
Yeah,
for you
man.
if you had just honed up to like the fucking partying, which
You know,
I would.
we cut a man because he owed us money. You know, you do what you do in New Mexico, man. You got to be New Mexico. Here's the thing: Johnny Tapia did some boxing and won some titles, and he did that. That's like this big, and then he did a mountain of terrible shit, and he is a god in this state. You know what I mean?
No, it's true.
You go to Dia de los Muertos and they have a fucking parade. Like, part of the parade is he has a float that is like a boxing ring and it says "Rest in Peace, Johnny Tapia."
Yeah.
Like, he's this saint. And I mean, he like sold like drugs and like did terrible things.
The thing is, he didn't
That
sell
means he was
drugs.
of the people, though.
But he was of the people.
He was
but
of the
But
people.
you know what? You know what Johnny Tapia did? I did all those things. I'm a terrible person, but I take that out of the ring, and people are like, "Yeah."
Right? New Mexicans get into that.
So if Susanna Martinez was like, "Man, we were fucked up on blow," fuck, man. I mean, you know,
There was some mezcal.
if she went like this, if she
Oh,
said
yeah,
this,
right.
if she says this, you know, that report came out, says this is the worst ran state. I mean, how do you take that? So we got fucked up on mezcal. We did some coke. I think
I ate a
Mexicans
worm.
would get behind that, Chris. I think like New Mexicans would get much more behind the fact that she was just, I don't know, getting lit, kind of randomly in the middle of the
fired a
week.
gun or two.
That they can identify. Actually, fessing up to fucking up is not necessarily.
All she has to
anything
say
Mexicans
is
get
like, you know
behind.
what? It's Christmas. We were firing a gun in the air.
Yeah, no, there
To
you
get
go.
rid of
Now,
bad
that's gonna get to our
feelings.
constituency.
All of a sudden,
That's
people are
gonna get to
like,
their hearts.
all right, all right.
Yeah, we've all done it.
Have you've all worked with that person that you're like, why? Like, I read on the news that people fire their gun in the air, and then why would people do that? And then all of a sudden, some
One
guy,
person in the back is
one
like-
person out of nowhere goes to get rid of bad feelings. and you're like, who said that?
Or they get a little hurt. Oh no, it's not that bad. It's not that big a deal.
You just shoot your AK-47 in the air. It's no big deal. And you're like, what the fuck? Why would that be a thing? If she said that, you'd be like, oh, nice. She would be, you know, all of a sudden. she'd
No,
be
it's
other
all right. But I
people.
think in the case of like Johnny Tapia, I think the main point is everybody loves a winner, especially New Mexico where there's not a ton of them.
No.
So really, anyone who we can actually claim that moment, because there's a reason why New
Yeah.
Mexico
Oh, God.
lost it for Holly.
Right?
Okay.
Like,
That was
Okay.
that was our
I have
Super
to
Bowl.
explain. I have to explain this, man. I'm in Dallas, Texas, for a wedding, and I'm like, God damn it! the Holly Holm fight is tonight. And in my mind, I'm not going to lie, I don't think she has a chance. I think she has no chance whatsoever. She has a puncher's chance.
What's a puncher's chance? You're going to have to define it.
Okay. When you watch, do you not watch boxing or mixed martial arts?
Not especially.
Okay. So when they really judge a fight, they go, okay, well, this person, the odds are, 9 to whatever, or 10 to whatever. And when it's really overwhelming, like this fight was.
Right.
There's always that guy, and he's always Irish, that comes out and he goes, there's a puncher's chance. And a puncher's chance is they're getting dominated, and as they're backpedaling, they just throw a fist and knock a person out.
Okay.
And it has happened many a time. And many mixed martial arts.
Jose Aldo.
Is there a famous case of this?
One recently.
Probably about 20,000. I mean, it's a puncher's chance. It's like throughout the history of boxing. It comes from boxing. He has a puncher's chance. And when they say they have a puncher's chance, it's like, well, he could get...
like if the good Lord gets behind him.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Like there's one in MMA that's really big. It's George St. Pierre versus Matt Serra. Matt Serra had no chance whatsoever, and he knocked George St. Pierre out. Backpedaling. And everybody was like, oh, wow. And Matt Serra became the champion.
That was
I think the biggest upset.
That's one of the biggest upsets
Everyone says
this one. This one.
But this was very different, though, because in this case, it wasn't...
It wasn't a puncher's chance. She came out and just fucking destroyed her.
Right. She looked like she had the upper hand the majority of that fight.
Yeah. And I feel like a big thing of it is I feel like Ronda, believed her hype.
Or, I don't know, just underestimated.
Yeah. See, the thing is I have a real problem with this, the whole thing. Like Smiley's like, I knew it was going to happen. I was like, well, there's no way you can know that. Because...
his reasoning was like, I met her.
I've met her.
And she's fucking strong.
I've talked to her.
She's
had a golden glow about her.
Yeah.
And I knew then that she was...
I shook her hand, and she's really
Ronda
strong.
Rousey, has beaten the shit.
That makes Smiley one of the most adorable people in the world, can I just say.
Ronda Rousey...
I shook her hand, and she was so strong.
Right.
I knew she would win.
I knew she could do it.
I knew she could do it. Ronda Rousey is beating the shit out of everyone, and I really feel like it was a combination of two things. Because Holly Holmes has had no good showing in MMA up until that fight.
Undefeated.
No,
Don't be wrong. She's never knocked anyone out.
She's won.
Right.
But the fights were lackluster. Barely won by judge's decision each time.
Gotcha.
And it's like, wow. So either they sandbag, like they actually said afterwards that they had been sandbagging. And I find that
What's
hard.
Sandbagging?
They just were taking it easy.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, there's no way in hell that you would do that. You're like an up-and-comer. Why would you fucking take it easy in any way you perform? Because there was never... she had no dominating fight until that. That's the most dominating fight she's ever had.
Right.
In MMA.
Right.
So, I don't know.
But not in boxing.
Boxing, she destroyed people.
I was about to say,
up until the end. Up until her last fight, she destroyed people.
Because she already had a rep in Albuquerque for that.
Just dominating.
She was on billboards in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
so was like Sparks.
But I mean, think about this.
In fairness, Sparks is amazing.
But think
and they dominate the ring every time.
They dominate the stage.
Think about this. Once she was champion, she refused to fight outside of Albuquerque. So every time they had to come here and they had to fight.
Right.
At this elevation, and she beat the shit out of it until finally
she was drawing strength from the soil of Albuquerque.
No, I mean she's fighting at a high elevation. I mean this is my.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
She only fought here, and so they had to come here and they had to train here. And I mean, that's rough.
Right.
And so I'm not saying it's a disadvantage or an advantage. I'm just saying, for her to win that title, I was shocked.
I really enjoyed the videos.
Yeah.
Not so much of her winning as much of bars in Albuquerque as she won.
My thing was...
I had one that was pretty popular.
And actually Billy's is one of them I would watch again and again, just watching people just explode.
I don't understand. Here's what I don't understand. Is knowing Albuquerque and knowing we do not have winners here as much as we should, He was in a bar
Right.
that when Holly came out, half the bar booed.
It was Ronda Rousey is like
No,
she was a
Ronda
phenom.
Rousey
Like, she
was very much a popular figure.
she is more recognized in the country as MMA fighter.
And as one who dominates all her point.
And and so
opponents
she's
and gets,
big
done with
role
very
model.
quickly.
Any woman would just
Yeah.
be proud to be like, that's Ronda Rousey. Fuck yeah! And it was mainly the women booing.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Weird, man. That's weird to me still.
And so there was like half and half.
Yeah.
Not half and half. I would say we had.
But see, I'm in Dallas, Texas, and I go nuts. I go fucking nuts. And the people go, wow, it's pretty cool, but do you really think it's that great? There's a, yeah. They were like, it's pretty cool, but do you really think it's that great? And I go, yeah, I really do think it's that great. And they go, why? I go, I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico. We don't have a professional football team, baseball team, basketball team.
No, absolutely not.
This is our Super Bowl. She just knocked out the world champion.
Right.
This is it for us.
The only thing we have is small, scrappy people, and a lot of them. And we like to, we like for the world to see that.
Yeah. So I don't know. All right.
I thought it was great, and it was great. It was great for Albuquerque, and God, having just that parade. Even the thing is, we were super excited when she was having the parade.
Right.
When the day came, because we're gonna make signs, we're gonna have.
We did not do any of those.
We got up that morning. It's
In
like
proper Albuquerque fashion.
Are we
did
You
not
got
do
up
any of
late
those.
And it's like,
wandered to the
basically,
parade.
I got out of my room and I said, Chris, are we gonna do this? And he's like, we've got to. I was like, I know, we have to.
We have to. I mean, you know. And what I hated was like the haters, like, oh, so all this hate in the world. No, I'm like, dude, you gotta take the hits with the misses, man.
No, totally.
We gotta win here, man.
Actually, I've actually never gotten to actually witness a hero's parade before. Like,
Nor had I.
You know, because I mean, like, this is something like you see in other cities where like they win like a Super Bowl or whatever. Like, I've never actually witnessed
the
that
Kansas City
firsthand.
Royals won the World Series.
Right.
And what was amazing about them, and I want the whole world to hear this, 800,000 people showed up for the parade. Did you hear this?
Right, yeah.
0 fatalities.
Right.
0 fires.
0
0 destruction.
What is Kansas?
I'm saying that can happen everywhere.
Outside of burning Kansas, but that's early in the
Why? Why?
That's a
You know,
different thing.
I mean, come on, man.
Burning Kansas is a great
Kansas
hardcore
City
band.
Royals haven't won a long time.
Right.
And, you know.
And watching the hometown lose it over sports figures is actually kind of cute. I think if they don't do it that often for New York, like it's like
Yeah.
oh, whatever.
It gives your city a little bit of, like, people like hate sports. And it's fine.
I don't think that's true, Chris. I don't think people hate sports.
No, really? There's a
don't.
lot of people out there that are like,
There's a lot of your friends
oh,
specifically. But
yeah,
like,
I hate sports ball.
But
And
in terms
like
of-
they
in terms
they
of
don't
the world,
they,
not so much.
Well, no, of course not. But what I'm saying is, like, whenever something like that happens, like, the sports ball thing happened, and it's like, man, what you really don't understand is sports does encapsulate like the drama and the history and sometimes the politics of what's going on.
Right.
It does. I mean, it does. And when the little Kansas City Royals win, and they're a little, they're like
The little small
payroll,
markets,
Their
yeah.
payroll is like
Yeah.
a third of everyone else. That's like the little man winning over the rich man. That's
Right.
And
the world does enjoy that.
yeah. Who doesn't? I mean,
And Kansas City definitely enjoys that, I would imagine.
right. I'm a Cubs fan, so anyone that can win that's not the Yankees or the fucking Red Sox.
Right.
But anyway, I wanted to get into like at one point I'd like to talk about like the people that have passed away like in 2015, and I mean even recently we've had some really rough ones.
Uh-huh.
I mean
got lost?
we had Lemmy.
Oh yeah.
Lemmy
That was
Kilmister.
just 2 days ago.
Yeah.
2 days ago.
That hurt a couple of my that hit a couple of my friends very hard indeed.
And that's a tough one. I mean, like Rolling Stone came out and said, was it Rolling Stone? There was anyway, Spin or Rolling Stone, one of them came out and said Lemmy Kilmister died and he took rock and roll with him.
A skosh of hyperbole, maybe.
It is.
Just
It is.
a little.
It is.
Just a lot. It's a lot of hyperbole.
It is.
But I mean, the fact is he is a fairly towering figure in terms of like
Yeah.
metal and things like that.
Yeah. I mean, you think Lemmy's. I mean, there was a lot of cartoons, and what always blows my mind is like whenever like something like that happens, people come out and they hate on it. They're like, oh, this hate in the world's going on, and all these people are like about a drug addict that died that played rock and roll. Who cares?
Oh, that would I mean. Like, I don't think there was that much of that in the case of Lemmy, because Lemmy's pretty celebrated. There were a couple of our friends. I'm thinking of one very specifically.
Yeah, she didn't know until I told her.
But but in the case of what was it, Scott Weiland or Wieland?
Yeah, Scott Weiland was a big one.
That was much more of that case, kind of like this is someone with like a huge drug problem. that people are now celebrating.
For me with Scott Weiland, I was like, man, he died about 10 years too late. You know, he had about 4 overdoses. You know,
no, he had a ton.
A ton.
In the case of like Lemmy, he had like a hard life. I mean, he had a rough life that he lived.
Jack Daniels. It was like whiskey.
No,
and
he did amphetamines
too.
he
did a fair amount, but like
he was big amphetamine. I read a big article about it.
He made it to 70. Like he made it to be a senior citizen.
My favorite I saw a cartoon earlier, and it was like Gabriel, and he's talking to God, and he's like, "Yeah, the new guy's asking when the bar opens," and he points back, and it's Lemmy. I thought that was pretty dope, man. I was like, "Yeah."
How old was Lou Reed when Lou Reed passed?
He was mid-70s.
Was he mid-70s?
Yeah.
I feel like if you run through, if you manage to stay alive through the 70s and 60s, you know, like it seems like
you
you're
live
not
a life
gonna
like
make
that.
it.
I mean, who yeah. All right. There's hard living and there's living.
Right. Lemmy was hard living and living.
Yeah. We're hard. I mean, I gotta say, Billy and I are hard living.
We are hard living. I would say, like, if I maintain the status quo of me just kind of like hanging out, sick hangs, drinking lots of beer, I've got maybe till 70.
Okay. And is that good or bad?
That's not bad at all.
That's a good roll, man.
That's
I mean,
a good roll.
when I'm 72 years old, and they go, "Oh man, Christopher 10 Drink Minimum died." Man, that guy was a fucking crazy maniac. Fuck yeah, there you go.
Right. But I think what you have to remember also, and I mean, not to put a dampener on this, like it doesn't when you get 70, it's not like a light switch. Like there's like 10 years of real shit living.
That's true.
There's like oxygen bottles. There's shitting your pants a lot and being cleaned up. I'm just saying, like it's not like it's like I get 70 solid years and then it all turns out. Like there's kind of a build there, and I say this as a professional. I'm not a good professional. I witnessed the other part.
You actually work in the medical profession.
I actually work in the medical field. And it's not like it doesn't quite work out that way. It would be nice. It would be nice if it was just like someone came along eventually, just punched your ticket. But unfortunately,
hey, Chris,
look at you, Chris. It's 70.
Chris, put the beer down.
Like they show up in like the black cloak and the.
Wait a minute, Chris. What kind of beer is that? Is that the last beer you want to drink? Is that the last one you want to try? No. Which one? You got 5 minutes.
You got 5 minutes, Chris. Just pound that. Like it's like where the bar is closing.
Yeah.
There's no moments like. So Chris, this thing called congestive heart failure.
Yeah.
We're gonna need to talk about it.
Right. So let me ask you this, John Morgan. Who died in 2015 that you were like, whoa?
You're gonna have to give me some names.
Oh, I can tell you one that I probably think would probably upset you.
Okay.
Wes Craven.
Wes Craven, was definitely, I felt bad about, but I feel like there was someone in there, that was really quite upsetting to me last year. I think it was also a director.
Okay,
I'm stuck.
For me, okay. Shit. You might have to look this up on your phone.
Yeah.
For me,
it was
Roddy Piper died.
That was said they live.
That would be a big deal for you.
Roddy Piper died.
I didn't know him as a wrestler, but I knew him as the guy from They Live.
The Hot Rod, man. I have watched the Roddy Piper highlight reel of his career probably 200 times since he died. And it makes me sad every time. And it's one of those things where it's like, when I was a little kid, WrestleMania was a big thing, and I always thought Hulk Hogan. But the older I got, I was like, I don't like the good guys. Good guys are shit. And Roddy Piper was like the best shit ever, because he was mean and loud and brash and arrogant and fun. And he was the guy for me. Like he really touched me. And I watched. I recently got the WWE Network. I don't really watch it anymore. I watch more MMA than I watch wrestling. And did you scratch your back with my thing?
That is right.
Okay. I watch more MMA, than I watch wrestling. Well, they had a Legends House thing where it was like a reality show where all these WWF legends lived in a house together. And I was addicted to this show. And the two big standouts were Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Roddy Piper, and they became buddies. And they became such good buddies. Like, they're old. I mean, they were, Piper was 67, and Hacksaw Jim Duggan was like maybe 65. And Roddy Piper had to go out of town, like, for a autograph session. And Hacksaw Jim Duggan was upset about it because that was like his new friend. And they became buddies. And I always thought that was kind of cool. Something to look forward to when I turn in my 60s. I could still make good friends, I don't know. So I was really upset about that. Other people that I thought were...
Robert Loggia died.
Oh, that's right. Oh, my God. He was a good one.
He's been in a lot of movies I enjoyed.
He is. He's always like the bad guy. There's like a line from a movie where it's like Eugene Levy and John Candy. And I can't think of, what is the line? Fuck, I'll think of it. My other one is Jon Stewart retired.
That's right.
That happened as well.
The
that
thing
really
is,
hit me hard.
I didn't realize there was a Daily Show before Jon Stewart.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
With Craig Kilborn.
I never knew that. I've always known the Daily Show to be Jon Stewart.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't die, but I mean, what's weird is like, I feel like Jon Stewart retired, but I feel like he retired too early because he's already come back. He's already come back like twice.
I don't know. I think.
Have you seen him? He's already come back twice?
I've not looked at the numbers, but I will say I've not watched one episode of the Daily Show since he's left.
He's already come back twice. Leonard Nimoy died.
Leonard Nimoy, thank you.
Leonard Spock died.
That's sad.
So you guys are you guys both big Trekkies? Yeah. I know she is.
I raised her on it. How'd she learn it?
Okay.
Oh, come on.
So we have a couple of Trekkies in the studio. So I mean, did that? Are you all right? Can you give him your microphone, Ray? So I mean, I'm calling you over on the microphone. So how did that affect you when Leonard Nimoy died? I mean, was that like, why couldn't you take Bill Shatner, or was it,
Well, first and foremost, that was absolutely the case. It was like, come on, there are better people to kill. So the J.J. Abrams, the Star Trek of J.J. Abrams was the most important, where it basically erased all of our history with Spock. And then Leonard Nimoy dies on top of that. So it was a double whammy, and it was awful. It was awful for the fans, where we had the huge critical hit with J.J. Abrams' Star Trek, where everything that we knew and loved about Spock was completely destroyed.
But you got one last Spock, though.
Yeah, but that wasn't real Spock. That was like a sad, destroyed, like cold Nimoy. That was that Spock.
Isn't he supposed to be sort of cold though, the Spock?
But I mean, like actually physically cold in like this very cold frozen land, and then he dies, and then it's just like everything that we know and love about Nimoy and Spock is dead, and that really solidified it for me. Like that really hit me really straight in the feels.
Yeah.
It was no doubt. Like I cried. I'm a cold robot, and I cried when he died.
No.
So,
she is a cold robot.
Yeah.
And she cried.
Terry Pratchett, that was a big one from last year. It's actually the loss of Terry Pratchett.
Deal.
What did he do?
So Terry Pratchett is a writer. He wrote a fantasy series called the Discworld novels, which are really fun and exceptionally well written. And for a lot of people, he was like his book being released every year or every 2 years was sort of a big moment. Like you know, like Neil Gaiman was a big fan of his.
Yeah.
And they actually wrote a book together called Good Omens, which is a great book. See, like they know, and what was really sad about it was the fact that he had Alzheimer's, and he actually looked into the idea of kind of like basically life termination, like voluntary life termination.
Oh wow!
And he actually kind of championed the fact that I do not want to be around so long that I can't actually be who I am.
That's kind of how what's his face was Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Hunter S. Thompson.
Yeah, he was like.
Although like in the case of Hunter S. Thompson, he had kind of a DIY project when it came to his euthanasia.
No, but he had a whole plan.
He did.
Yeah,
I have a whole plan too.
And in the case of like Terry Pratchett, he actually ended up dying before he actually took that step. But he still like was very sort of active in terms of showing it.
Lazy. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
It might have been expensive. I don't know. Maybe he wanted to save a couple of bones. But like at the very least, like the loss of Terry Pratchett in terms of like the fantasy world or the fantasy literature is a pretty big deal. Like the loss of him was a big deal.
And just so you know, Hunter S. Thompson's was expensive, and Johnny Depp paid for a lot of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Did you know that?
No. I just
Hunter S.
assumed he
Thompson
used a large gun.
He wanted he wanted his ashes shot out of a fist with 2 thumbs. And when it got to a certain height, it exploded. And Johnny Depp paid for all that. I mean that had to cost a lot of money. I don't know.
Ruth Rendell, she's a mystery writer. She died.
Okay.
Henning Mankell, he was a famous Norwegian mystery writer.
B.B. King
died. B.B. King died.
Yogi Berra.
Maureen O'Hara.
Yeah.
Like
Christopher
Golden
Lee.
Age.
Christopher Lee.
Oh, Christopher Lee was a big one, actually.
Yeah.
And actually, the fun thing about Christopher Lee's passing was finding Christopher Lee's biography. Like, finding all this time, like, we just sort of, like, I mean, he was a fun actor and he was in a lot of fun movies. But basically, he was a spy.
That's right.
Like, he was basically during World War II killing Nazis, literally. Like, he was literally...
He actually was,
yeah. Like, look up his biography and you're like, what an amazing badass.
Yeah.
And also, what's great about it
they should make
is he was an
movie
amazing nerd, too. Like pretty much he was, like, one of the oldest nerds in history.
Like, they should make a movie about his life.
They should, actually, because he actually taught himself Elvish before anyone thought that was a good idea.
That's fucking badass.
In the Lord of the Rings, there was one person who knew how to speak Elvish, and it was Christopher Lee, for God's
Wasn't he
sakes.
the only one that met Tolkien as well?
Yeah, he'd actually met Tolkien. So,
I always thought that was pretty insane.
I just like one part, like, in his youth killing Nazis and later, like, fanboying out to Tolkien is pretty great.
Is that not weird, right? Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
You think he'd be like, well, I don't care about your
I don't care
shit.
much for fantasy. Now that I've killed a couple of men.
I know one that's
loved it.
probably not sad to a lot of people, but to Billy and I, it was Stuart Scott.
Oh shit! Yeah,
that was a real
ESPN
bad
correspondent. That guy had a rough go, man. Like,
it was a guy that was on this. Okay, I watch sports.
Big like football prospect as a child.
Yeah, as a child, and something happened that like he had a weird eye,
and that's because of he was badass at football.
No,
and he ended up with a weird eye from that.
No, there was something. Okay, there was something happened. Like he was growing up and he had like a weird eye, and he was really athletic and he couldn't play, so he ended up doing like the journalist part, and he ended up at ESPN, and so he was blind in one eye, in the other eye he was fine. He was legally blind in one eye, and he went out.
I feel like if you're gonna say if he was legally blind
I thought
in one
he got.
eye,
I thought the blindness
like
came from like a hit he received.
No, it was nothing like that. I don't think so. So anyway, he decided that like they were going to do the story where like one of the ESPN people were going to go try out for a football team for a camp, and he was like, it's always been my dream to try out for a football team, so I'm going to do this. And he went out. I'm not making this shit up. And I believe it was the Jets. And he went out and he was blind in one eye. And he goes to run out for a pass. And they threw the football and he turned and it hit him in the face. And it fucked up his other eye. I shit you not. And the other eye became like
sounds like a cartoon.
It does. And it's all fucked up. And then he ended up getting cancer and he was trying to beat it. And Billy can tell you this, of the ESPN like announcer people, he was one of the coolest, one of the funnest. Like you just really enjoyed.
He was
watching
my favorite.
him. I like Stuart Scott, and I really thought that was terrible. I was like, man,
it was just crazy.
All the gains he had in his life, he also had some really terrible, And
I do think we should say something nice about Wes Craven, by the way.
I do too.
Really,
Jesus Christ, that guy's had like on our lives alone. How much impact has that guy had?
An amazing amount. And actually, there was an amazing documentary I remember watching about American horror.
Yeah.
And how it was transformed in the 60s and 70s, and how much America put its mark on the idea of horror.
Yeah.
And it did it through, I mean, like George Romero and Wes Craven.
I mean,
and these guys, but they actually took something which had previously been kind of cartoony. Yeah. And they made it very real, and they made it like, John Carpenter is another big one. And who's the other one?
Right, okay. Wes Craven, John Carpenter.
Wes Craven, John Carpenter.
Those people
George Romero.
Yeah, the people that can put their name at the beginning of a movie. George Romero's or blah, blah,
Tobe
blah.
Hooper, because he did like.
I don't know that one.
Well, Tobe Hooper was the one who did Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay.
And all of these guys, like in the 70s, basically made what we consider now the horror genre. And Wes Craven was one of those guys.
Oh, absolutely. Not even just horror. Like sci-fi as well.
Well, I mean, also the fact is it reflected the fact that these are all guys who were living through Vietnam.
He did They Live. I believe Wes Craven did They Live.
Oh no, that was John Carpenter.
You're right, that was John Carpenter. God damn it.
Wes Craven did like what is the House on the Left or whatever.
But didn't he do some that were not exactly horror?
He did the.
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger was Wes Craven.
Freddy Krueger's Wes Craven. But he did like a bunch like before The Hills Have Eyes.
Oh God!
Like all these very sort of and all fairly raunchy and fairly grimy sort of examples of horror. And I don't know. He's a pretty significant deal that I think also now has sort of nostalgia attached to him because of like Nightmare on Elm Street, but was a fairly legitimate artist.
What's that?
Do you need a beer?
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, I watched all the Nightmare on Elm Streets. I remember as a kid. My mom was like, "We're gonna watch this movie," and I didn't know Wes Craven from.
How can a parent
is so eccentric in this show?
Force like a horror movie like that on a kid? I would have have PTSD from that.
I remember going to
let me see James Bond till I was 10.
No shit,
Because
right?
they were afraid it would be a little too saucy.
Mine were the opposite. My mom's like, you gotta watch this
Saucy.
horror film with me. No one else wants to watch it. You gotta watch it. I saw, by the time I was 10, I saw as many Nightmare on Elm Streets that were available. I saw the Rambo. I saw 1 and 2. I saw all the Friday the 13th.
Not to knock on your parenting, Debbie. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, I saw Platoon. I saw Platoon in the theater with my dad because he wanted me to see what it
Debbie,
was like.
you're a good person, but you just screwed up Chris just immeasurably.
Debbie, if you're listening, you did a great job.
You did a great job.
Oh yeah, Meadowlark Lemon died. One of the original Harlem Globetrotters.
Oh yeah.
Was he the short one?
No.
Yeah,
yeah, he was. No,
he was that tall one. You remember the one?
No, he was not.
That one tall Globetrotter.
Oh, Don Vito from Jackass.
No!
Yeah.
Heart attack. It's got to be a heart attack.
Yeah.
That guy, he was 40.
The guy who created the Batmobile, George Barris, the original Batmobile.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Happy Days actor Al Malerno? Al. From Happy Days. That's not so good, Al.
It's not so good, Al.
Yeah, he died. I didn't know that.
As long as it's not Donnie Most, then you're fine.
Who?
Johnny Most. Donnie Most. The redhead kid.
Everybody's worried about Ralph Malph in the background.
Ralph Malph's not dead.
Hopefully you're okay.
Oh, I'm going through they played the Buddy Holly. You go to his site and it's immediately Buddy Holly. The woman who wrote E.T.
Oh yeah.
What? No.
Yeah.
I didn't watch E.T. till I was 27. So.
Wow.
Did it wreck you?
I was like, this is cool. That's
young Drew Barrymore.
Still, she looks the fucking same.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Just taller.
In my not so much anybody, maybe yours. Dean Jones, star of Herbie Love Bug.
Oh my God, yeah? Dean Jones. He was a big part.
Yeah, big one.
Oh well.
Oh my God, the thing is, I'm a Disney guy. I remember watching
back when you'd go get a VHS of Disney and it came in the big white plastic
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dean Jones, God damn.
Yeah.
He was in the Herbie movies. He was in
Oh yeah.
He was the $1 million.
He was the big Disney guy for a long time.
Yeah, he was the face of Disney back in the 60s.
Dick Van Patten, 8 is Enough. We talked about him earlier. Yeah.
God damn.
That sucks.
How old was he?
Oh, jeez.
That's a big one. That's one that
I'm
kind
just
of
wondering if anyone like tried to work
that's one
with
that
the
flew
headline,
under my
83
radar
is
as
enough.
fucking
Yeah,
Dean
he's-
Jones.
Something like
Is 83 enough?
80
86.
80
86
there you
enough.
go. There's got to be some headline that said 86 is enough. Dick Van Patten.
Do you think the
dead,
kids will even get it?
2018.
Do you think they'll even get it? No? Oh, I'll do it anyway. 86 is enough. It's like the one kid. I remember when I was a kid that the big story was like the 8 is enough kid did a bunch of drugs. And
Well, I mean, it was like the 70s. I mean, for God's sakes, it was probably the entire.
I would say I would say there was like a big percentage of like kids, like child stars in the 70s that did drugs. I would
didn't make it out alive.
I would say like 90% of kid stars in the 70s
We're pretty jacked.
yeah.
hey, Danny Bonaducci is a great human being. I'm sorry.
And barely
I'm
made it
just
out
kidding.
alive.
I'm just kidding.
I think what I like is that I think Hollywood is working harder and harder keeping film star kids alive.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Not with 100% success. by any means.
I hope there are those resources.
So one that was overshadowed. I don't know why this was not even brought out. Fred Thompson died.
Fred Thompson.
He's the big senator that is in a lot of movies.
Oh, right. Yeah, he shows up in like Die Hard and such.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's the other one?
I think he hawked some insurance as well.
Maybe. But he was in.
I think he shilled some insurance.
What was the race car movie that Tom Cruise did?
Herbie?
Days of Thunder. Yeah, Herbie.
The Love Bug?
No, never know this guy. I don't think I've never seen one. I've never seen those
if
movies.
If I showed you Fred Thompson, you'd be like, okay, I know exactly who that guy is.
When you say Fred Thompson, I'm thinking
What's
of like
that?
some kind of like racist senator.
Law and Order.
Law and Order. He was in Law and
Yeah,
Order.
a lot of Law and Order.
Yeah, he did.
Yes,
actually.
he did.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna ask Siri who the fuck Fred Thompson is.
All right, let's see this. If Siri tells you, let's see if Siri puts you straight.
Siri, who is Fred Thompson?
And why should I care?
Okay, check it out.
Oh, that guy.
Yes.
All right.
Point to Siri. That point goes to Siri.
She goes, check this out, fool.
Okay, check it out. Fred Thompson. Oh yeah, I remember that dude.
If we could just get Siri to say "motherfucker," that would be amazing.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Check this out, motherfucker.
I got her to call me.
Goddamn!
I got her to call me Mother F Bomb, but that's about as
Aw.
cool. I don't know. You know what's funny is when they go soap actor blah 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 has passed away. I go, all right.
And your mom is like in Clovis. Like,
No.
Or
She
Dallas.
doesn't watch that stuff. She watches. If it's daytime, there's still a murder channel.
Oh, that's true.
There's still a murder channel on.
There's still murders to watch. There's something about old ladies do like their
Is
murders.
there something
a
about
lot of them?
My mom. See, I would like to say my mom is like the pioneer of those old ladies.
Of
My mom started when she was like born. I don't know. She loves murder, fucking.
Well, like crime porn shows?
Oh God, dude.
Murder porn. It's like
She'll teach. No, my mom will teach you some shit. She's like, you ever want to murder some people, John Morgan? She's like, let's go to a party. Let's do a party, okay? So you walk up to somebody, you take an ice pick, right? You stab it right up into the brain, right below the skull, right? Then you go, oh, you had too much to drink, and then you just walk them out and throw them in the trash and walk away. And I'm like,
she's like telling you this during like Thanksgiving. She's like,
yeah.
pass me
Oh yeah.
the turkey.
Oh
Pass
yeah.
me the turkey.
And I'm like, Mom, and she's like, hey, just teaching people.
Does she watch like Nancy Grace and all that?
Oh, no, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. She watches a lot of that, like 48-hour mystery or cold case
Dude,
or
the old ladies love that stuff. I gotta
true,
say, like,
true
I mean,
crime.
Forensic Files.
I know a lot about like what people watch in the daytime now because
Yeah.
of my job.
Yeah.
Like, and they do love their murder.
Dude, I would watch some
Love
Judge
their
Judy because
murder.
that's like her
That's
theology.
I think that has a lot to do with
Middle-aged, like sort of like younger, like middle-aged people really enjoy like learning about people buying houses. But
Holy
older
shit.
ladies like hearing about people getting murdered.
I want to, like, here, I feel like the rapping grandma from Wedding Singer died this year. I don't feel like that's upsetting. I feel like that's like, good job, man. You really fucking lasted.
I'd say she's around the same age as like like B. Arthur and
yeah.
fucking Estelle Getty. She
I
made it
agree.
past them.
Yeah, I mean Lemmy lasted like 70. You're like fucking like 95, man.
Yeah, Lemmy. I mean, like every year past 40 for Lemmy was pretty much a triumph as far as I'm
That's
concerned.
pretty true. That's pretty
You know,
true.
like-
Who's still alive though?
Ozzy Osbourne.
No. Keith Richards.
Keith Richards and Ozzy Osbourne, right?
And do you think that guy's got to have some problems, or if he's still living the party life?
Keith Richards?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't party like he says. Anyway, I don't know.
No, Keith Richards has said kind of like I dialed it back like way back in the 70s
Yeah.
or 80s.
Okay.
He's like the way he goes.
His days of shooting heroin into his eyeball are long gone.
He goes, the way people think I party is a long time ago.
Right.
But if they want to still think that, it's fine.
In fairness, he probably almost died several times during that time frame, and he did his time.
Do I think that Keith Richards has had a blood transfusion? Yeah. Easily.
Maybe somebody's liver. Maybe
Yeah.
somebody has a new liver.
Been to Mexico a couple times. Not saying. Just saying. What do I know? I don't know. Yeah, Scott Weiland died. Stunt Double Pilots.
Yeah, but I think that was the unfortunate joke about it all. Is everyone was like, "Woo, he made it farther longer than I thought."
I
he
agree,
did.
man. I
Like,
agree.
that
Like,
was
man, good for him.
Almost across the board.
Yeah.
And it's
like his band was like every time they did a show, they're like, "Yeah, we got one more in the books."
No, totally. And I think, but it was kind of sad because in the case of like, unlike Lemmy, where everyone I think kind of championed is like this, like it was great. Look at him as this old partier. In the case of Scott Weiland, like all that came back was just nothing but sadness. Like his wife released that kind of open letter to the fans.
Yeah.
Kind of like, you think this is cool, but I had to basically pick him up and wash his ass.
Yeah, no,
on a regular basis.
No, and like I talk to people and they're like, what do you think about this? I go, well, man, everything he put out was like, I'm fucked up on heroin. He did a video when he was with Velvet Revolver where he's laying next to a toilet in the video.
Right.
Fall to pieces. He's like, fall to pieces. Like.
But I mean, like I think, like in the case of his like ex-wife, she was saying like in some way, shape, or form that kind of championed the quote-unquote rock and roll lifestyle, which she was saying, I'm having to clean up after this literally.
Okay, yeah. And
it was a very different sort of. It had a very different atmosphere.
I get that.
As opposed to Lemmy.
I get that. I don't think Lemmy was up every day like just fucking barfing and passing out. Yeah, he was actually I watched the thing on Lemmy.
Busy collecting Nazi memorabilia and having
No, Lemmy actually he still liked to drink. He didn't do drugs, but he really liked to play NTN trivia at the bar.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, so I don't know. So he's playing trivia.
But he was still a heavy smoker back.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Yeah,
chain smoker.
70 smoking. What was the big? I have to ask John Morgan this. What was the big movie of 2015 for you?
Oh, for me personally?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm trying to think.
Can I give mine?
Yeah, totally.
Sure.
Mine was Mad Max.
Yours is Mad Max.
Yeah, Mad Max is probably.
See, when I think about the summer, the thing with like every year is like the summer movies.
Right.
And there was no bigger summer movie than Mad Max.
I loved it. I saw it twice.
Yeah.
I saw it twice. I own it. And I thought back, like we were talking about movies, and people were like, "What about Jurassic Park or Jurassic World?" I was like, "Oh shit!"
Jurassic World was pretty shit, frankly.
Well, and as soon as someone said it, I went, "Oh yeah, that was this year." And as soon as I said that, I was like, "Well, that must not have been very good."
Oh, I'm sorry, Minions. Minions was.
Oh, my bad, Minions. My Minions.
I actually like the Minions.
Actually, there's been some good ones, like in terms of kind of.
Yeah.
I think like the idea that the sequel is like probably a bad thing. I think was something that's kind of propagated in the case of movies. But fact is, Mad Max was amazing. Like Fury Road was amazing.
Okay.
Creed was amazing.
Creed was really good.
It was really good.
I'm not gonna lie. I saw Creed in the theater.
I thought Creed was.
I was not gonna see Creed in the theater because it's another Rocky movie, it's not like I don't like Rocky movies.
Right.
But Creed is amazing.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was really well done.
And if you did not see it in the theater, you are ripping yourself off.
Yeah, no, totally. I actually bullied my brother Jesse into going.
Did he like it?
No, he loved it.
Yeah. The cinematography is different from any other Rocky movie.
Right.
Like I tell people, like they go, "Why would I want to go see this?" When he comes out to the fight,
yeah,
you feel like him.
Yeah.
You feel that crowd. When he's in the fight, other than getting hit, you feel like him.
And the director is the same guy who did Fruitvale Station, which is actually an amazing
I don't even know that movie, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's an amazing movie about, like, it's like based on like an actual person who basically was killed by the police. And it's just basically his day before that incident happened.
Okay.
And it's a really, like, strong movie, and it actually feels, it's not too heavy, that makes it sound exceptionally heavy.
Yeah.
It's hard not to, just from that.
Oh, yeah.
But basically...
Topical.
Right. Exactly right. Like, that sounds very topical. I think I'll avoid it. But, like, in the case of Creed, like, he basically... for him, it was a very personal story, and it felt very personal.
Yeah. I want to ask a person in our crowd a question. Her name's Caitlin. I'd like for her to answer this. Have you seen the new Star Wars film?
I have.
You have?
On the first day or on the second day?
On like the 7th day.
On the 7th day.
And then she rested.
Yes,
so
indeed.
you're a diehard Star Trek fan. I like Star Trek more than I like Star Wars.
Good for you.
And how did you feel about the new Star Wars film? Because that's like the big shit in the world right now.
Okay, I'll give my honest opinion here.
Okay.
Because I've been drinking. And with that, it's essentially that it's J.J. Abrams. It's his sort of like standard procedure. It's do the first movie over again and say, like, find the Death Star, like, make it impossible and then make it possible and then do it again. That's exactly what was happening in J.J. Abrams' his remake of the Star Trek movie and now his remake of the Star Wars movie. So that's
I feel there was probably more variation, though, in the case of the Star Wars movie.
I agree. I think there's more variation. I also don't think I'm as much of a diehard fan.
Okay, wait a minute.
I'm not
So
you're
you're saying...
Star Wars
wait a minute. So you're saying the first Star Trek movie that J.J. Abrams did was Star Trek the Motion Picture all over again?
Well, that can't be accurate, because Star Wars the Motion Picture is a very different...
No, I'm talking about basically The Wrath of Khan all over again. So
okay, number
one,
two.
Yeah, where he just like did a whole bunch of throwbacks and everything else.
Okay.
Like, he's
I'll agree with that. The first movie that he did with Star Trek was completely different.
It was so different that it was like weird and like
I love
exciting.
I loved it.
No, I don't disagree. I think it was a good movie.
Yeah.
But I just don't think it was a good Star Trek movie. But I mean, like with a good
What's
Star Wars.
What's your favorite Star Trek movie?
That's a very sad question. On the grounds that I'm a Star Trek series fan.
All right, well, but I think the question still stands. Which one's your favorite movie?
No, Wrath of Khan. She just whispered to me Wrath of Khan, and with
that's
that,
a pretty standard answer.
Yeah.
But
that's not okay.
But it doesn't have to be yours.
It's no, I can't because none of the movies match up. Like standalone. If you
First
analyze
Contact.
it, First Contact is fantastic. I'm not gonna lie, First Contact
fantastic.
is probably the best. But if you don't have
First Contact?
the series,
it's where they first meet the Borg.
Yeah, and then, like the Borg travel to the Earth. But if you don't have the series behind
well,
it,
I'm
you're
sorry,
not gonna
the
have
Borg.
it.
The Borg come and they go back in time and meet the.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're more of like a Next Generation fan then?
Yes.
Hugely.
Yes.
Thoroughly, solidly.
I'm the same
yeah.
way as she is. We agree. I'm more of Next Generation.
Okay.
And I really feel like they're never going to do Next Generation ever again, and it really upsets me. But you know.
Likewise, sir.
So I have some. Okay, so Star Wars pretty much has really dominated the world.
No, totally.
Which
right
hurts
now.
me.
I have I have one big issue with it.
What's your big
A
issue?
really big one.
How big is it?
So, in Episode 4, that is what's called now The New Hope. They're like, we know of this planet we call the Death Star, or we've stolen the plans for it. In the new one, they're like, there's a planet that could destroy us?
Right.
We don't know about at all?
That to me is like a suspension of disbelief thing anyway. I mean, essentially, like in the case of Star Wars is not really science fiction. It's basically a fantasy in space.
I
mean,
get it.
and it's enjoyable for that reason.
Wait a minute. Like, we knew about this little thing. We don't know about this big planet that can just fucking blow us to shit.
No, the cool thing about Star Wars,
And it does. It does. It fucking wipes people out.
and that's the cool thing about Star Wars is that every single bit of disbelief that you have suspended is always answered by the Force. It's like, why did that bot go
essentially,
to...
it's just wizards in space.
Exactly.
I mean, like, which is
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it. I think, like, in the case of what's good about the new Star Wars movie is they brought back Lawrence Kasdan, who was the screenwriter from, like, Empire Strikes Back. And you can tell, like, actually, what's funny is, like, you watch the new Star Wars movie.
fans you talk to that don't even know that?
I don't know. I
It
don't
drives
care.
me nuts.
I'm a
It's
culture
like-
addict, so that's what I would know. But, like,
Same.
in the case of it, like, it's interesting because you watch the new Star Wars movie and it's funny, and you're like, oh yeah, Star Wars was funny.
Yeah.
There were funny bits in Star Wars.
Someone told me
there
the
were
reason
funny
why-
bits in, like, you know, all of this stuff.
Someone told me they didn't like the new one because it was too funny.
But they were all funny. I mean, the
that's
original
what I said.
three all had jokes in them.
That's what I said.
And they all had banter. They all had characters, like, you know, chatting back and forth. They had like legitimate, like I mean, like I really liked Finn as a character.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I thought I really liked Finn as a character. I thought he was great.
He was the least favorite
I liked
character
the
of all
relationship
time.
between him and the girl.
I thought he was too
You know.
cowardly.
Cowardly? No,
Well, exactly,
you wouldn't
that's
like
exactly
him
it,
because
but I
he was
enjoyed
afraid
this.
of that masculine character.
I think like I think
He's
it's
not
like,
masculine.
They're slowly getting there.
Racist.
I didn't like it because he was black. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, he was like.
And that was the last they heard of
I
him.
thought he was going to be the main character, and the whole time he's like scared and like afraid and like.
Right. Because he's like, and but I thought. Well, that's. I like the idea that this.
You know, I didn't like him because he was a stormtrooper.
No, totally.
Racist.
I like the fact that he was like trying to slowly build his own personality. I mean, I thought that
Yeah.
was really charming.
My favorite character is Poe Dameron.
You mean
Which
Han
was
Solo.
Oscar Isaac's character.
What's that?
lover of your least favorite character?
Yeah.
You've seen this internet alternate theory that there's like a secret love affair going on between Poe and
Right.
And
Because
who?
They're very bro-ish. Like.
Oh, no, that's fine. I have no problem with that. I like Poe. I thought Poe, dude, I like Poe. He was like that scene.
And if you've seen Ex Machina, you know that guy can dance.
Well, I like Oscar Isaac, but I love that whole scene where it was one shot,
Right.
and he's like flying in his fucking X-wing, and he's like blang 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 blang, and he just goes all around. And I was like, yeah. I was a little kid again. I was like, oh man, that was dope. You know, I love that shit. And then they show the one guy. He's like, I'm running away. I'm like, I don't like the guy that runs away.
Stop being a child.
You know, I like. I don't know. I thought his character was more interesting in all long run, and also I liked the new villain. Like, what's his name? Like,
I like Kylo Ren. No, I mean,
Kylo Ren as this kind of like churlish, kind of spoiled,
rotten
child.
brat.
Like,
Yes.
I'd like to take advice from the crowd, and that the crowd says his name is Hottie McHotterson.
I have heard
right.
Hottie McHotterson as being an
Which I think is funny because they're
alternate
both
name
from
several people.
They're both from Inside Llewyn Davis.
Yeah, they both are actually.
They both are. My favorite thing, my favorite joke is like Poe. I'm like, how can you destroy the Star Killer when you can't even take care of the cat? You know? Inside Llewyn Davis joke. But
who else was there? And actually, you know, Harrison Ford and Chewie. Actually, they both
Yeah.
felt like very real characters. Like I thought they did a good job using them.
I thought they used Chewie very, very just realistically at this point in time.
Yeah, right. And like, actually, and people forget, like Chewie would have funny moments in Star Wars
Yeah.
where, like,
Yeah.
he's kind of like on one hand he's kind of a badass, on the other hand he'd get really angry about losing a
Yeah.
game.
And
or
he's
something
actually a
like that.
sentient being, which everyone forgets every single
Right.
time, and they totally exploited that in this movie,
Yes.
which I thought was great.
And then there were some people out there that were like, there was not enough C-3PO and R2-D2. To those people, I say, fuck you. There was enough. Maybe they could have done less.
Yep, agreed.
I really get no, like...
You get no satisfaction from C-3PO?
No. I feel like he's annoying as shit. And people are like, people are like doing...
He was the original Frasier.
Yes. And people
I
are...
think Frasier may be based on him.
And people are going to town on like why he has
What
a
a
red
good idea.
arm. People are going to town on why he has a red arm. Let me tell you why. Who gives a shit?
They never even explained it.
Who
It was like,
cares?
I kind of like that bit. Kind of like things are happening in the background. You know, like, and I don't know. I thought it was enjoyable.
goes on.
The new
I like
droid.
Carrie Fisher.
The new droid. Amazing.
Why?
Yeah,
Loved
yeah.
him. Loved him.
Wait. The biggest thing. The biggest thing is why
Her.
is it a
Him or her.
Exactly. That's what the world is freaking
Don't
out
care.
about.
Don't care. Him or her.
But that's what the world's freaking out about. Is it a him or her? Like,
I don't. I
can
could
we-
care
can
less.
we-
I don't
If
think they can read
it,
the same
her,
way, I'll be
him,
honest. At
what?
least not like that.
I thought it was fun. I thought it was a fun droid. I like it better than the two originals.
I liked its shape. I thought they did a much better job. Like, if you look at the sort of prequels, they had a bad habit of being overly busy in both design and in terms of just sort of what's going on
Yeah.
the screen. And like BB-8 was like a very sort of simplified
Well,
shape. Like what they were actually showing on the screen in terms of the fights
Okay.
was more reduced.
I'm gonna say this. A lot of people and I explained this to Billy because I was trying to scientifically figure this out. Why people hated the original three?
Because they were badly written.
There's that.
They were badly directed.
There's that.
They were badly acted.
There's that.
There was bad set design.
Okay, that's where I'm going.
Do we need more?
That's where I'm going.
Do you want me to just keep going? I can't.
No.
There was
Hold
bad
on.
cinematography.
Hold on. No, I don't agree with that.
There was bad
Those
cinematography.
people worked hard. But here's what those people worked hard. So
the cinematographers are the one people that Chris will get behind.
No, here was like, okay, I'm watching the movies, and I can be entertained by a lot of bad shit.
No, it's true. You're famous for it, actually.
I'm famous for it. But the Star Wars movies, like,
it kind of sucks the fun out of most things.
Well, you suspend. Okay, 4, 5, and 6.
Right.
You suspend belief beyond belief. Like, for me, this is a world I'll never know.
What, for for the originals?
Yeah. I'll never see these worlds. I'll never see the lightsaber. I'll never see the cantina. I'll never see the Death Star. I'll never see whatever. So you go to watch episode 2, and they walk into a club. On TV, there's robots playing football.
Uh-huh.
Why? Why would they want
I feel like this is a weird thing to concentrate on, to be honest.
I don't.
Like, out of all of it.
It's subconscious.
I feel like in the end, there's so much suspension of disbelief going on anyway.
Not at all. I mean, I feel like they tried to make it too like, and the guy goes, like, and then Anakin walks up to the bar, and he goes, would you like some death sticks, which are cigarettes?
Right.
And he goes, I don't want death sticks. And you're going to stop selling death sticks. I'd like to stop selling,
Did that really happen?
Yes. Yes.
I blocked those.
It's an anti-smoking ad.
I blocked those movies pretty intensely.
And it's like one of those things where
he's trying to sell Anakin a Lucy, and it wouldn't happen.
Yeah. And it's like one of those
Whereas
things
I've been like, hell yes.
Like,
Can we go outside right now?
This is a little too much, like, I don't... this is my...
It was not... Actually, no, I get your point, actually. It was not far enough removed from your world.
And then what was the other... There was another moment that I was just kind of like, I don't want them to do the things that we do. Like robots playing football on television.
Right.
And there's like fucking, screens all around and people are watching like, oh, there's football games.
I don't want to be able to recognize the members of NSYNC fighting in the Last Jedi battle.
Yeah.
Were they in there?
No, but...
they were.
Were they really?
The NSYNC, the thing is that...
is that true?
Yeah.
It's not the worst thing they were in.
No, it's George Lucas's daughters was in NSYNC at the time.
Know that.
So now they're in that battle in Attack of the Clones.
No, I'm sorry.
Are they some Jedis?
They were Jedis, yeah.
Oh, the other moment is...
That turns my bowels to ice.
The other moment is in one of the movies, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ewan McGregor, he goes to a cafe. And the guy...
A space cafe, hopefully.
A space cafe.
A diner.
A diner.
He goes in, you see like the big
brutish cook. He's like, I haven't seen you in a long time.
Like the big greasy apron, and
he's got an apron, and I was like,
yeah, that's true. It was kind of like sort of badly cartoonish.
And I was like, yeah, this is cartoonish. This is like America. You're making this like regular every day, and you've ruined the illusion.
Interesting.
And that killed it.
I would really blame much more though on the bad writing.
Oh, I know, but I mean,
I'm just saying.
No, there's a lot of it.
I didn't know what a midichlorian was.
Son of a
bitch.
I'm glad I'm super upset that I know what it is now.
Well, I want to.
We can talk about mitochondria later. That's a real thing.
I want to thank John Morgan for being on this show with us.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate your having me.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
I'm now going to go to Sister and enjoy Taco Tuesday.
Sweet. If they
you should all come out.
I'd love to, man. I haven't eaten well.
You haven't eaten well in a very long time.
Since early this morning.
I think you'll pay
I want to thank Billy Belmont for being here. And,
hey, guys. Thank you. Thank you for a year in review. I want to say 2015 was a great year for me. I feel that 2016 is going to fucking kill it for me.
Dude, this is going to be your year, dude.
It's going to be my year. Like, I'm going to be
You're going to have sex with a woman, I swear.
I'm going to have sex with a woman, and I'm going to drop
but not till 2016.
Not till 2016.
1201. You might be in.
I'm trying to think of something like very substantial to drop on the puss. Like drop the hammer. Drop.
2016 will be Billy's year of puss.
Drop in like the John Deere tractor on it. I'm just kidding.
No, it's terrible. I want to thank all the fans out there for watching our show. Billy has a show coming up.
I have a show at my CD release party on January 28th. It's Tractor Brewery. And then I think we're having our Billy
birthday.
Bellamus starts on December.
We got to think of a location for our birthday, and the only place I can think of is 365.
That sounds tight. But Bellamus starts on the 13th. The 13th is the Day of Compassion, so like it's basically the sick day save.
Fuck up.
And
the 13th, I need to be more compassioned.
Yeah, the day of Compassion. So
you should break this down for me, or you can break it down for everyone.
There's 7 days of Bellamus.
You didn't know about this? This is already a holiday.
No.
It's already a holiday. It just happened.
I'm so happy to sound like his last name.
There's a lot of cultures out there I don't know everything about, and
there
I'm
you
willing
go.
to learn.
So it starts on. My birthday is on a Sunday, so it starts on a Thursday.
That's weird that it would like coincide.
It's so weird.
It's a strange coincidence.
So it's the day of again. Basically, we'll talk about it next show. Bellamus.
Oh, okay.
A whole show of Bellamus, and it's a big
Is
story.
there a whole show on Bellamus?
It's a
It's
story.
A whole week. You know, Chris. I think
It's
you
the
could
story of
you
Bellamus.
You could do 2 hours for a week.
I actually need somebody to illustrate the story because it's such an amazing story.
Why would you need that? Is it your holiday?
No, I'm saying it's already a holiday. I'm just saying.
I would assume there's already like.
You should get Dave Jordan to illustrate this.
Oh my God, you're right.
Dave Jordan, get your ink out.
I'd like to thank the people that showed up to drink with us.
I want to thank Caitlin and her sister
for digging through our cases.
for giving us some great content, giving us some commentary.
That's it, man. Like
James Smiley.
We'll be back next week.
I hope you're alive. If you're not, I'm not shocked. But we'll miss you.
Crawl out from that gutter and come home.
From that gutter.
Come home, James
Go to
Smiley.
if you're a fan of the show, go to tendrickminimum.com. Add us on all the cool social media.
God, thank you, John Morgan, for coming out.
Yeah, man. Fucking A.
I feel.
I'm a fan of yours. I'm a fan.
That's always how Chris voices that.
Okay.
I like you fine.
I think you're great.
I like you.
I like you. We are 10 Drink Minimum.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. That was fun.
Let's hope it works out with the radio people.